Shout out to Checker C.
Yeah. Family.
Shout out Go Illa. GIDZT. We got brother Vic Shadez in the building today.
Peace.
GAHHDcast.
Hating ass, continuously faking ass. You making cash, manipulating souls for the taking. You faking ass. Someone who pumped past that water as if it was grass. I'm talking that walker that zombified, barely alive. Clearly part of the
You went crazy on this
by
show,
the
right?
eyes.
Oh my God.
Hair, won't dare to step in the dragon's lair over fear of this beast when he speak like trap stairs. Rapid fire, my desire are these clones, nightmares. Yeah, let's get it clear. Don't wanna hear. I'm a commandeer. Rap, you can
I like it
laugh,
without
but ain't no comic here.
Me too. No diss. Shout out terminology.
No knowledge providers.
Term is dope.
One of a kindness. Gotta dig deep for rhymers. Flex can't even find us. I warned you, these lyrics can truly do harm to you. Hope it on to you. I'm born to you. Now on with you.
Rest in peace, Big Pun.
One and only.
Get it?
I like this video too because it's like 4 videos in one.
Yeah.
It's called the trilogy. All produced by Sose.
Fire. Verse 2.
Step to be sideways. I make an example. They get so cancel your plans. Son, I demand you bow down to the man. Snatch your kid like white fans do. Shades be something you can't handle. I dismantle you. GIDDT. That's who we be. See you on the other side. No penetrating this D. Alphabetically murder you. Call your
It's funny, whenever I listen to my own music, I hear all the mistakes.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, you never listen because you're enjoying it. You listen to critique.
It's rare when it happens.
Yeah.
And when it does happen, I love that moment, but for the most part, I don't.
That joint is called Trilogy. Is on YouTube now. Make sure you're following at Vic Shadez on YouTube. VIC space SHADEZ on YouTube. Make sure you're following him on Instagram as well. Make sure you're following at GAHHD_podcast.
As always.
Episode 189. I'm the brother Burns. To the left of me, the brother VS.
Yes, to the OP. You know what it be, man. We out here repping that LBE, rocking that MDMA all day.
Hey, yes, sir. And in studio guest today, Jersey legend, musician extraordinaire, producer, video director. Can we say activist?
Can you?
I want to say activist.
You can.
Activist.
Involved in some activism, why not?
Jersey legend, Vic Shadez. Once again, my brother, thank you for coming to the show.
Thanks for having me. More than anything.
We are super happy to have you here.
Absolutely.
This is a long time coming. Let me turn this
Jersey
fire
representative.
joint off. Shout out to everybody in the studio today.
Shout out to Many Minds in the building.
Chief.
Shout out to brother F, Straight Fuego Studios.
As
Shout
always.
out Dolly in the building. We're gonna get into the entire career of brother Vic Shadez, starting from young as a youngin. What was it that your mom Duke said? Banging on the couch,
Yeah.
right? Making noise on the couch, making beats on the couch.
Drumsticks, yeah.
We're gonna get into the Ken. We're gonna get into GIDDT, Go Illa, Down and Dirty Tribe.
All that.
We're gonna get into musical influences, all the music, the upcoming album, Time Traveler. I feel like we might delve into some conspiracy theories and Matrix talk. So be ready for that.
I'm with it.
Not so much conspiracy theories, just conspiracies, you know?
Not even theories no more, because they all be true now.
No, but I try to call it critical thinking.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
We're gonna get into the live stage show. I seen Brother Vic perform a few weeks ago in Jersey City. Shout out to the brother Kozon, Breaker Leg ENT, always putting on for the city.
Shout to him.
And let's
good,
start at
brother.
the very beginning, my bro. At the very, very beginning. You come from a musical background, a musical family. So I can only assume that music, you was born.
Yeah.
He was born into it.
With the
like you
music
said, you were
in
saying
the
before.
DNA.
Yeah, so for
Not
me,
something you picked up.
Yeah, no, it's definitely not something I picked up. I just always had rhythm, and my father, he's a musician as well, and he would just bring me to the lab, stuff like that. Probably shouldn't have, you know.
Right.
So
Do
a
you
lot
remember like starting at what age?
Oof. You mean as far as like when I actually started making music?
No. Like when he started bringing you to the lab.
Oof.
Like from birth.
Yeah. That's all I can even remember. Yeah. To be honest with you, and then the things I do remember, I shouldn't.
Was that 80s studios?
Absolutely.
Oh, that's
Yeah, I could imagine.
Party.
80s, yeah.
And to be clear, exactly what kind of music did your father
Salsa.
partake?
My father's a salsero.
Salsero.
I don't speak
So-
Spanish, so
You don't speak Spanish?
I do not speak Spanish.
Really? Wow.
Yep. Everyone finds that crazy, but my mother's black, my father's Puerto Rican.
Okay.
They didn't speak Spanish in the house.
No, that sounds like it makes total sense.
Yeah.
That happens.
Many, shout out to all my Boricuas out there.
But I could play some congas, timbales, bongos.
That's the thing. You still have that
It's
rhythm.
in the
and shit.
DNA
Yeah,
regardless.
regardless. Yeah.
I could be in a band. No
Now,
problem.
do you remember when you started making music?
Ooh, I can't tell you the age that I started making music, but I would say I was around 12 to 13 maybe.
Okay.
Where I actually started like making stuff. I started writing around that age, and then I would do pause tapes. So I would find things and loops that I liked, and I would try to loop them on tape. And then eventually I met my man Kid Sin, which is now AF Sin, part of the Kin. And at the time we were called Kindred, but that's, we'll get into that. But he had 2 Gemini samplers. So I was able to take a record, loop it on one, take drums, loop it on the other,
And make a
And
beat.
make a beat. Yep.
And this is 12, 13-ish?
Ooh, no. That age, I was probably, I'm bad with time.
But it was a little after the pause tapes?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. A couple years after that, easily.
That's fire, bro.
Yeah, that's crazy. Pause tapes.
Well, yeah, first of all, pause tapes.
tapes.
Shout out to pause tapes.
Yeah.
Shout out to tapes, period, because
Yeah.
there's a magic in tapes, bro, that has been lost. There's a magic in physical media that has been lost.
Yeah, absolutely.
Even like, with the tape specifically and the vinyls, the fact that you actually get that wear or that age. You get
Well,
that-
vinyl's always going to sound
That's what I mean. You know what I mean?
different
So,
and beautiful.
Because you're actually getting the wave, the
that's-
real sound.
Yeah,
wave.
that's what I mean. An actual sound wave. It's amazing, man, how that works.
I love the resurgence of physical media, vinyls and tapes that is going on now with artists releasing that, and although in limited quantities, but
Right.
for the collectors out there, I see a lot of people collecting vinyl now. I see actually a lot of females into collecting vinyl, which I think is super dope.
Okay.
So shout out to that. Shout out to everybody out there still doing it, and shout out to all the stores, which I would say it got to be like 100% mom and pops now that are dealing in vinyl.
Nobody.
Oh no! I say 90% because fucking Walmart sells vinyls, which is crazy to me. But shout out
Walmart,
to
And
Target.
also Urban Outfitters, they sell.
Yep.
Vinyl.
But it's all like modern, trendy shit.
there
I'll
is
never
the commercial release.
Yeah.
I'll never forget. I went into Urban Outfitters down in VA when I was visiting my daughter, and they had the Kanye. What was it? 808s and Heartbreak.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
You know how much they wanted for that fuck?
$100.
$400.
I can keep that.
I was like, Jesus Christ, it's a vinyl,
don't
bro.
care.
It was dope and it was Kanye and all that, but I was like,
I don't care if it's a
400?
rare record. I'm not paying $400
Yo,
for
$400 for a vinyl,
No
fam.
way.
Nah.
But shout out to like what's it called? When you go just digging, I guess
Digging.
for records,
Yeah,
right?
digging. Yep.
Shout out to digging. Man.
Crate
That shit
digging.
don't exist. I always shout out the record store in Hudson Mall in 440 in Jersey City because they was the
Facts.
shit, and
Yep.
they had
Bought
dope
a couple joints
records,
from there. Yep.
and they had fucking white labels that you couldn't find, and if you bought like a certain amount of records, they
They
gift
hook
you
you
a
up.
certain
Yep.
amount of
Yep.
records.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So shout out to that.
I
man.
ain't have no money for that. I
That shit
guess.
don't exist no more, but shout out to them.
At the time.
Well, it's crazy because all DJs, eventually, as much as a purist as they are, they all switched over to Serato, because it's way more convenient.
It is. You don't have to carry around all those crates.
Yeah,
and shit.
bro. No, you carry a laptop with
carry
5,000
this.
songs.
You know what I'm
It's way
saying,
different,
man?
but the sound is not.
It's not the same.
Feel,
Yeah.
the whole process.
I can't relate. I wish I knew how to scratch and stuff like that.
But you'd pick it up quickly, bro.
Yeah.
Well, maybe. I gotta try though.
You know
Because
the
you have a
rhythm, you know
sound-
the
you have a
snare,
good ear for
the-
sound
the-
and shit,
The
so.
count, yeah, it's not that hard. Shout out to all the DJs out there, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you're making the beats with the samplers,
Yep.
2 samplers.
Yep.
No type drum machine, just drums and a sample. Which
Samples. Yep.
Is, what we like to call getting the most of whatever you got.
That's right.
Which
That's
is
real hip hop.
The ultimate independent way.
Yep.
And then you
Hip-hop.
started rapping to the beats that you were creating yourself?
Yeah, we had like a digital 4-track that we had everything hooked up to. So we would loop the beat, let it play for 4 or 5 minutes, record it onto one track, and then lay our vocals.
Nice. And it was you and the homie Sin only?
Yep, in the beginning. And then eventually it was me, Sin, and Please.
And that became the Kindred?
It was Kindred originally, and then we shortened it because the R&B group came out a couple years after, and they were called Kindred. So we cut it short to the Kin.
Were they on Def Jam?
I don't even know.
That sounds familiar to me, Kindred.
Yeah, I have no idea. But I just know we looked it up one day when the internet was popping. When it started popping.
Ain't that the worst?
Yep.
You get an idea and you look it up and that's just there. You're like,
Yeah.
That was it. I was
happened
like,
to
yep,
us.
We're the Kin now.
Yeah.
I think the Kin sounds better though.
Yeah.
Sounds more hip hop.
Oh,
True
no,
indeed.
I'm thinking of some bullshit called Kinfolk that was on Def Jam. No, not some bullshit. Pardon me. I'm thinking of a rapper that was on Def Jam.
He took it back.
Yeah.
Strike it from the record.
My bad. So the Ken, what were y'all doing? Straight tapes?
Yeah. So we were
distributing them?
Nah.
Just recording?
We were just recording. We didn't really
about.
understand how at that time how to move anything. We did get our tapes and CDs at the time. We got them into certain people's hands, and there were deals on the table for us.
Really? Wow.
Yeah.
But that's what I mean. You made tapes for like your homeboys and shit like that. You didn't make tapes for like, like he was trying to say this, mass distribution.
Nah, at that time we weren't even thinking like that. We were just like, we making dope music.
Okay.
And you're still a teen at this time.
Yeah.
I think at that time, in that stage of even hip hop evolution, I think people who were making music weren't really focused on mass distribution. I think we didn't even, as a culture, understand.
We didn't.
That's the thing.
We did.
They were, in that time, they were more focused on the art than the business of it. Where now it's the opposite. Now you're more focused on the business than the art.
You are the business now.
Yeah,
that's the thing.
The music is
ancillary. Yeah, ancillary always.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so the Ken deals on the table, but y'all wasn't messing with
We
it?
were stupid. We were young, and at the time, Kidson, which is AF Sin now, I'll just refer to him as AF Sin.
Okay.
So AF Sin at the time, it was three of us. So it was me, AF Sin, and Jay Please. We had a couple deals on the table, and what they wanted to do was they wanted to sign AF Sin first and have us play the background for a while because they felt like he was more polished than we were.
Okay.
But we were young and stupid, and even he, and I think he only did it because he felt the energy with us as well, that we just denied it. We were like, nah, we can't all do it. We don't want to do it type of thing, you know?
Yeah.
And I'm not sure if it was a bad decision, but looking back, like I don't look at anything that I did in the past as something that I wish I never did. Sometimes you feel that way, but it is what it is, right? It's like I wouldn't be the man I am today if I didn't make those decisions, right? But sometimes I think about it. I was a dumb kid, and I was like, maybe I should have just manned up and be like, yeah, let him do his thing, and then when it's our time, it's our time.
Well, a few people did that, no?
Yeah.
Like Nelly did that with the
of course.
Luda and
Yeah, and maybe I would have been somebody right now.
No, sir, you are somebody.
You are somebody.
Yeah.
Shout
that's
to
all
Lean
good.
On Me. Everybody is somebody.
Yeah, that's my movie.
So, word. They used to call me Joe Clark. Now they call me Batman.
Smoke crack, don't you?
So what happened after the Ken? Did you guys continue to make music?
Yeah, absolutely.
As a group?
Yeah, as a group, we continued to make music. I would say around, I can't give you dates because I'm horrible with that. But I'll go by age. I was probably around, let's say 18. We were doing pretty well with the music, to us. And we ended up booking studio time for people.
Okay.
And at that time, we started to accumulate money, which allowed us to rent a room. Once we rented this room, at the time I already knew So Sick and Solution. Now, we decided to go in on a room with them, but before that, it wasn't like we weren't a group or anything like that. We were just separate. So he would have his days, we would have our days.
Affiliated, yeah.
Right, we were just affiliated. And yeah, we made music together, but it wasn't like we're a group, or we're a team or whatever. And eventually, AF Sin had some things he had to deal with, and he ended up moving to Massachusetts. So we decided, when Chief had came into the picture, Dose had came into the picture, and we decided to create GAHHDilla, which is Chief's creation, to be honest with you. So he created the whole GAHHDilla idea.
Okay.
And we just brought it to fruition.
So you brought the camps together.
Yeah, so we just got together and we created this big group called GAHHDilla.
And now GAHHDilla is how deep now?
How many people?
Yeah.
All right, so it's
I
me,
wanna say like
Chief, Minds, AF Sin, Wise, Please, Solution, Rennie, and Kurt Tussle. So that's 9.
Shouts to
I
Be
was
Wise,
close,
by the way, man. That's our
Yeah.
homeboy, man. I
Yes,
know that
sir.
kid.
Big shout out to
Shouts
the
to
brother
B
B
Wise.
Wise.
Yep.
I love you, brother. Damn, 9 people. That's
It's like the Wu-Tang.
yeah. I was just gonna say that's
Yeah, we got a
Wu-Tang-ish.
ton of music still that's never been released. And we have stuff we released as well.
Do you still have Ken music?
That hasn't been released?
Oh, it's released.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so you can go online and find it. It's not on any like DSPs or anything like that.
But it is out there.
It's out there. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, you
Well,
can definitely find it.
while we're talking about music being out there and DSPs and stuff, right?
Right.
Some of your, well, no, I don't want to say.
One of mine.
One of your albums is a little harder to find.
Can't find it on any DSPs anymore.
Okay, why is that?
Yeah.
All right, so
Because this morning I was cracking my head looking for this.
here we go with the critical thinking, not conspiracy theories. This is my conspiracy theory / critical thinking theory. So my album was a mysterious thing. I decided to go solo, not because I wasn't excuse my language, not because I wasn't messing with any of the guys I was working with. Yeah. I just felt like it was time for me to do my own thing, Okay. So I decided to go solo. I recorded this album called Uncontaminated.
Yes.
And somehow I released it, and it did really good for me. I don't know how the hell it happened. Everybody and their mother was sharing it that I didn't even know.
That's awesome.
It was a weird thing, and I started meeting all these people I looked up to growing up as MCs and artists, telling me how much they like what I'm doing.
Right. Gotta be a great feeling.
Yeah, it's an amazing feeling. And then to top it off, I'm doing shows with them. It's crazy. Right. All of a sudden, it got taken down. This is a couple years ago. And then COVID broke out. I ended up putting it back online.
When you said it got taken down, who took it down?
Yeah, and from where?
It was another distributor that I was working with.
Okay.
So they took it down, whatever, no big deal. I was like, I'm gonna put it on a different distributor. So we ended up putting it on a different distributor later on, but I still had it online. You were still able to get it, download it, whatever you need to do. Videos were out, whatever you needed, you can get. But now I put it back out, and then one day, this is maybe 3 or 4, maybe 5 months ago. I tell you I'm bad with time. I'm with Dose, and I'm teaching them and basically explaining to them how this whole thing works. So, if you have anything on Spotify, you have an artist page where you can look at your stats.
Correct.
So I'm like, oh, this is how you look at your stats. I go to look at my stats, and I look, and it tells you the live view of how many people are listening to your, record or whatever. So I look, and then I was like, close it, refresh. I was like, no. There was like 8,000 people listening to my song. The most I've ever seen listening to a song of mine at once was probably like 40 people at the most. So now I'm bugging. I'm like, yo, there's 8,000 people or whatever listening to my song. Yeah. So I'm doing some research. I'm looking at the stats, who's listening to it. And it was like overseas, obviously. I was like, word, that's what's up. Like, I'm souped up.
Yeah, as it should be.
Yeah.
2 weeks later, we're taking your album down. You're getting fake plays. You can't fight this, Spotify. You can't fight it. Don't even reply to this email. It's gone. And it's funny because you can go on Spotify, look it up, see the cover.
Yes, it even says like press play.
Yeah.
But then when you press play,
more allow you to play it. Nothing there. So they took my album down because they said I had fake views. Like I paid someone.
Right.
But I didn't. Someone put my songs on a random couple playlists.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, it was getting mad plays. So my conspiracy theory is this. I know that the industry pays for plays.
Correct.
Why wouldn't you do it, right?
Yeah.
They pay for plays. And the thing is like, all right, now we have to attack someone, right? So we're obviously not going to attack these big corporations that are putting all this bread behind what we're doing. Let's attack the small guy that's independent and take his shit down and blame him for whatever's going on. Yeah. So yeah, I was getting all these views that I wasn't paying for, and somebody just randomly just liked my shit and put it on their playlist. What am I gonna do? Tell them take it down? Hell no. You want
the exposure.
Come on now. You want the plays. So now, I'm just basically screwed. But I think they do that because, they know that this guy puts out, this famous guy puts out a record, and then all of a sudden, a day later, they got 10 million plays. They paid for that. Come on, man. I mean, some people, you got the Drakes that might be able to get that. But even then, I still think that there's something under the table going on.
Oh, no, it happens, yeah.
Well, Spotify and them record labels are all connected.
That's what I'm saying.
One big
so you got to blame somebody, so blame the little guy.
You're not the first person that I hear with that same exact story, because DJ June had told me the same thing happened to him, where they basically sent him an email stating, we're taking your shit down because you're getting fake plays. And he's like, yo, I don't know what they're talking about.
Yeah.
So with that being said, I'm trying to figure out a way to get my stuff directly to my audience. I got a decent audience that contact me on a consistent basis and say they want vinyl, they want stuff like that. So right now I'm working on a way to do that. That's the only reason why Time Traveler is not out. Time Traveler is done, and it's in the chamber. It's
And it's
mixed,
been done.
It's been done.
Yeah,
It's been done
yeah.
for like 6 months, 7 months.
Yeah,
Wow.
'cause the single dropped in January.
Yeah.
So that
Yeah,
was a
exactly.
good time ago. Have you tried like Bandcamp?
Yeah. It just
Like as a direct to customer
yeah.
platform?
I don't see. I haven't. Let me not front. I really haven't put my all into getting that to work for me.
Right.
So let me just say that. I'll start with that. But I have music on Bandcamp. I have Zenith on Bandcamp.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's doing pretty well for me. But it's not nothing I can like.
I wonder how this
Pay
guy's
bills with.
doing it. What's his name? Ryan Leslie, because he does the same thing. He goes direct to customer.
Well, Ryan Leslie had a pretty big following beforehand.
Yes,
So he's able to do
and
that.
he has a team.
Oh,
So it's
absolutely.
not Brian Leslie
Just
texting
doing it on
people
his own.
himself.
Yeah,
You know
he's a
what I'm saying?
machine. He has
Right.
a machine. Yep.
But I saw some of Ryan Leslie's stories. So what he does is he basically collects data from everyone who makes a purchase of a
Yep.
ticket.
Yeah,
or
yeah,
a-
Emails,
Yeah.
everything.
And then once he's built up his database, then he reaches out, or his company reaches out to them
Exactly.
Yeah,
directly,
personally.
whether it's a
That's
dropping
exactly
a
what
new
I'm working on
song,
right now.
a new video, the tour's coming to your city, we got new merch, whatever.
Exactly.
And
So
then if you get 10%
you're trying to funnel everybody to one place.
Exactly.
Direct to customer,
And
yeah.
then if you
Yeah.
get 10% of
You
your
cut out the
audience to
middleman.
purchase,
You are the man at this
I am
point.
the man, yeah. And that's
So-
the problem. I am the man, so I have to do everything on
You
my
have
own.
to
Not
do
on my own. I have a team, but my
Still,
team is
yeah.
very small.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, in comparison to some of these artists. Yeah.
Right.
how about like a VicShades.com? That would probably be
Eventually, that's the plan to have a VicShades.com. But I kind of want to get the Giddt AVM thing going for me first, and just you'll have the option to get all products that pertain to Giddt AVM in one place, and have a Vic Shades section, a solution section, stuff like that.
Dope.
Mines.
But go to Spotify right now and follow Vic Shades on Spotify, and you can get merch from there, right? That merch is still
Yep.
live.
Yep.
You can get merch through the Spotify links. I think the Zenith is on Spotify, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah. Yep.
I
Zenith.
think there's 4 projects on Spotify.
Yeah, I got Zenith on there. I got Crazy on there, and I got a bunch of features and stuff like that. On there.
Yes.
Yeah.
So make sure y'all go check that out. Make sure y'all go listen. Make sure y'all go download.
Run that up.
Run it up.
So that was what, like 2017 Uncontaminated, right?
Yeah.
So since then, are you fucking with Spotify? Well, you put Crazy up there.
Yeah. No, well, they took it down. 2017 isn't when they took it down. They took it down a couple months back.
Oh, so it
It was
lives.
rocking.
So it was rocking for
It was
a minute.
rocking for a while, yeah.
So that's crazy, because why can't they think that you can't organically in a few months build up a few thousand,
Exactly.
listeners?
I'm doing shows.
Well,
I'm
that's
meeting
the
people.
critical thinking, right? It's like he said, they have to show that, or not that they have to, and this is all me assuming and just
Uh-huh.
Right.
they probably
Critically
have to
thinking?
show that every year they X amount of artists for fake plays.
Right.
Right, but they're not gonna do it to the major labels.
No.
Yeah,
so
yeah,
they'll
true,
do it
yeah.
to Brother Vic,
Yeah,
they'll do it
yeah.
to Brother June, they'll do it to us or
Yeah,
whatever.
yeah.
And then at the end of the year, they've met their
Their quota, yeah,
Right.
on fake
of
plays.
artists.
Yeah.
Right. And then
We're cracking down.
Yeah,
right, and not to mention that now they got to pay you after a certain amount of plays.
right.
Well, that's the other thing. Yeah.
That's a new thing. So now all of a sudden it's like, all right, we got to pay you. Take it down.
Yeah.
You got fake plays. We're not
And
paying
then
you.
I think, didn't they even say if you don't get X amount of plays, they don't pay you? Mm-hmm. Right?
Right,
You
yeah,
have
you gotta-
to reach
yeah,
this
yeah.
certain...
At a certain-
Yeah,
at a certain time limit.
plateau. Yeah.
Yep.
They're smart, bro. They're
Yeah,
getting
yeah.
people's music.
Motherfucker.
That's why direct-to-customer is the way to go.
Yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely.
I think Spotify is more of a promotional tool than anything. It's like when
Right.
people want to know, what you're doing, they can find you easily.
Mm-hmm.
But
Because everybody's
And
got
then
it on
link
their
off
phone.
there.
Yeah.
right.
I don't fuck with Spotify, personally. I'm always Apple Music.
Yeah, me too. I pay for that shit, so that's part of the
Spotify's
reason,
cool.
big reason why I'm always on Apple Music and shit. But
Gotcha.
But shout out to Uncontaminated.
Mm-hmm.
Shout out to the Zenith. The Zenith dropped in 2020, so
Mm-hmm.
you had a little time between the projects.
Yep.
But let's go back to Uncontaminated because I didn't hear Uncontaminated
Ooh,
because I
got
couldn't
it.
find it.
yeah.
So I'm gonna ask you to send it to me after.
I will.
After this.
I can tell you where to get it.
Oh, please send me the link or something. But you were performing music in Jersey City when I saw you? Were you performing some songs off Uncontaminated?
Yeah, I think I performed 2 songs. I
right,
started
so-
the first song I did, and somewhere towards the middle I did another song.
So there was definitely people in the crowd singing along.
yeah.
Which I noticed, and that wasn't happening for everybody performing. So I thought that was super dope.
That's always big.
Yeah.
Yeah, so definitely there is an audience out there that knows and loves Uncontaminated, whether Spotify does or not.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But Fuck Spotify.
Yeah, fuck Spotify.
Now, the name itself.
I'm with you on that, 100%.
The name itself, Uncontaminated.
Yes.
What does that mean to you and the project?
Oh, uncontaminated, what it means is that I'm not contaminated by everything around me. So I'm not biting anybody else's style. I'm not, and especially at the time when I created the album, there was just like, it was just like a major amount of like samey music.
Yeah,
like,
of course.
So now.
Still to
now.
this day, yeah.
But I felt like it was like crazy at that point for me. You know, it was like too much of it. And I felt like I just needed to do what I do. You know what I'm saying? And I wasn't really 100% sure if it was going to be something that people would gravitate to, but somehow it did. They did.
worked.
I don't know what happened.
Well, probably because you're not biting and it's authentic. Right. You're not doing something that everybody else is doing.
Right.
You know, or a cheaper version of.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So,
I did a lot of things in my opinion, on that album. Like, for example, it's short. So, like, at that time when I originally released it, there was no such thing as a short album. Like, short albums weren't a thing.
Right.
My album was 9 songs, and I think it has a bonus track, so that would be 10. But the bonus track was hidden, so that's another thing people weren't doing anymore. So you had to literally, after the last track rolls out,
wait
you
a
just
couple
gotta let it
minutes.
rock.
Yeah.
And then when it rocks, boom, the song comes on. You know what I'm saying?
Oh shit.
Yeah. So which I love that.
Yeah, hell yeah.
That little hidden gem. And then to top it off, like, I wasn't showing my face. It was like the cover's real dark. It's like, you know, I just did a couple things that I felt like I wanted to do. And when, even before I put it out and I let people hear it ahead of time, they were like, yo, this shit is fire, but why is it so short? I was like, does it matter?
Yeah.
I'm like, it's fire. Now you want to hear it again? Yeah. All right, there you go. It did its purpose. That's what I was trying to do.
The plan worked.
The plan worked.
Exactly.
And Thriller and what's that? Nas's
Illmatic.
Illmatic is only 9 songs. So
Yep.
Yeah.
Did you design the album cover as well? So in my intro, I apologize. I forgot to include digital creator of album cover. Oh shit.
Your pen is writing in blood?
Yeah.
My pen is
writing wine.
My pen drunk.
Yeah, his pen's drunk. Right now.
Shout out, me and my pen. We're gonna hold it. Damn, I wonder. Critically thinking. Oh no, because you said they took it down a few months ago.
Yeah.
Because I was thinking, if you dropped it in 2017 and they took it down, I wondered. Had you not told me it was a few months ago, I would have wondered if they took it down in 2020 and it was somehow connected to
Nah, it wasn't.
the wording in the title.
Yeah.
But that's too much critical.
Yeah, but it's weird that it turned out that way, uncontaminated.
Yeah,
it's like
yeah,
people
yeah.
are getting the vaccine thing and all that. So
Crazy.
Like craziness. Yep. The world contaminated, yo.
Yeah.
So then let's get into. So what'd you do between Uncontaminated and Zenith in that 3-year?
a whole lot of shows and record.
Oh, that's right, because you said Uncontaminated was lit. So
Yeah, it was lit. I was doing
moving
a
off
lot.
it.
I was literally doing a show maybe every 2 weeks. I was doing shows.
Traveling? Shows?
Yeah, it was. There was a bunch out of town, but there was a mostly Jersey City area.
Yeah.
Oh, dope.
Yeah.
So
What song you think got the most response from the album?
Ooh, that's hard to say, but I would say either Empty or the Uncontaminated song itself.
Self-titled.
Yeah.
Did you hear it?
No. That's
Okay,
why I'm
so I'm
asking.
not doing
So.
I got you. I'm
Yeah,
I'm not gonna lie and be like, yeah, I heard that shit now.
Yeah.
I want to hear that shit though.
While
That's why I'm asking, because I want to see what's up.
While we're on this topic, real quick, I gotta shout out Brother Vic. When I saw him perform, he played an unreleased song. He performed an unreleased song named Maria, and I was standing at the side of the stage mesmerized because I'm like, holy shit, I need this song.
Okay.
So many minds, I was standing close to him, and I'm like, yo, you got this song? Is the song out? Can I download it? Can I listen to it? He's like, nah, it's not out. It's unreleased, but I'm gonna tell Vic to send it to you.
Yeah.
So when Vic arrives, he's like, yo, my bad, I haven't sent you the song, but I'm sending it to you. And mind you, this morning while I'm getting ready and I'm finishing on my research and I'm watching Brother Vic on YouTube, and I'm thinking about the song, and I'm like, yo, I'm about to DM him. I'm like, yo, send me that song. Play it during the intro.
I do that song
Please
because
send me that song.
I do that song because it rocks the crowd.
Yeah. No,
So-
that song is fire, bro.
Yeah,
Why is it unreleased?
I couldn't tell you, bro.
Just haven't found the right
There's a
project
lot
to
of
put it on.
there's a lot of unreleased music that I'm not 100% behind.
Yeah.
But I got people like Minds and everybody be like, no, it's fine, put it out. But I'm my worst critic.
Well, I'm on
Mine's
many
side,
man's side on
yeah.
this one. Please put it out.
I'll put it out.
And the name of that joint is Maria, correct?
Yep.
Yes.
Maria.
So definitely put that out. So then the Zenith comes along. And what is the difference in mind state from Uncontaminated to the Zenith?
Well, Zenith is an EP, and it's with me and Solution. We decided to do a project together because whenever we perform or whenever we were on a song together, people were like, yo, you guys sound great together.
Chemistry.
Yeah, and then we're very like-minded. We're both Aries, and we think the same, and to an extent, obviously. And we talk about a lot of the same things in our music.
Okay.
Kind of the conspiracy theory type thing. And that entire album is basically that. Yeah.
We need more of that.
Yeah.
More of that critical mind.
Yeah. Critical thinking.
Yeah. I like those things right there.
Yep.
That's crazy because that's the thing, nobody's actually using their brain anymore.
No.
Everybody wants that filler, that cheap shit, that junk food. It's fucking sad.
Well, this
bro.
is their brain now, the phone.
Yeah.
Phone does auto thinking for you now.
It's a plan, bro. Like if we want to get deep into that critical thinking, it's all a plan to keep us docile so that we're weak
of course.
and
Absolutely.
Easy to control. And take over when the day comes and shit. So everybody out there, please make sure you're reading.
Yep.
Make sure you're staying in shape. Make sure you're getting some sun. Make sure you're
Yep.
taking care of yourself and your family. Make sure your relationship with whoever you believe in is good.
With your God.
And stay off the phone a little bit, bro.
Nah, that shit rots your brain.
It does.
And I say that as someone who be on my phone 23 hours a day.
Same.
Unfortunately, because you do so much on your phone.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? You download, upload,
Kind of can't live without it.
Bank, communicate, entertainment,
Yep.
cheeks.
Cheeks.
All that, bro. It's all
I'm married. I
that.
don't get cheeks. I get cheeks from one woman. This is
Hey,
dope.
cheeks is
Oh, good
cheeks.
looking.
Cheeks is cheeks.
Shout out to all my married people out there.
I'm with you, my bro.
I'm in.
One
Yeah.
man, one
Ain't nothing
woman
wrong
man.
with that. That's absolutely right. So explain to me why y'all named it is it Zenith or the Zenith?
Zenith.
Okay, explain to me why y'all named
We
it.
felt like it was the pinnacle. Like at that time, because we do everything in house. We do everything on our own, mix, master, make beats, everything, videos, everything. Whatever it takes from beginning to end, we do it all. We felt like that project was the pinnacle at the moment of what we do as a company and as a whole.
And how was the reception to the project?
It was really good. I mean, the idea was originally to put it out as an EP with a movie, so it was a combined thing. And what ended up happening is right around the time when we were finishing it up, that's when the pandemic broke out. So we kind of got nervous and just was like, let's put it out because we don't know what's gonna happen. We could be dead tomorrow. So at the very least, it's out, not sitting on a hard drive, whatever. So we put it out. That's basically what really happened.
And the movie?
The movie never happened because the pandemic broke out. So we couldn't really travel around and do the things that we really wanted to do.
Right.
We only ended up making one video, and if you see that video, Slave, it'll show you exactly where we were going with it. It's very cinematic.
Right. Where's that video?
YouTube.
It's on YouTube? Did I see that video?
It's called Slave, yep.
Is that the one that starts
It's very futuristic looking.
like green tone or gray tone with like flashes of shots? Is that one?
Not sure, but we wearing those glasses that light up,
Okay, I think that is the same.
which we were the first people to do that, by the way.
Damn, that would have been the perfect, shout out to that. That would have been the perfect time to, well, you hadn't recorded it, damn.
Yeah.
When we first went on lockdown, everybody was starving for content.
Yep.
Yeah, so the album being out is great, and then had you accompanied it with the movie
With
right
the
there?
visuals,
That was the
Would
idea.
have crushed them. So is that a foregone thought, or is that something you still have on the
No,
to-do list?
it's still on a to-do list, but the thing is that, years went by and different things have been created, and if you're a creator and you know anything about creation, you know that once you do that thing, you're like, all right, that thing is done.
Yeah.
You gotta go to the next,
Like that's old to me, not old to everyone else. And when I do release music, some of that stuff may be old. You just don't know it's old.
Yeah.
I do though. And the thing is, it kind of makes me cringy sometimes, but as long as people like it, it's all that matters, right?
Yeah.
That's how I look at it.
Facts.
And as a creator, I feel, and especially in my creative history, an idea never dies.
No.
Right, so you have an idea for Zenith the movie, and the idea sprung to you in 2020, and you might not have gotten to it yet, but in 2030 you might wake up one day like, yes, let's record Zenith the movie and put it out. And
I mean, we already got one part of it, so that's good.
Yeah, so-
and we're working on the second video for Exorcism,
nice.
which is crazy. That if you guys are into conspiracy theory stuff,
That's the one,
well, that and Slave, because Slave is literally about being a slave, but
which we are.
yeah.
Basically.
But Exorcism is crazy.
Will you do a sequel? Have y'all considered a sequel?
I'm sure. Yeah, we never considered it, but now that you brought it up, yeah, let's consider that.
And then right there, the movie drop with a sequel.
Yeah, that'd be dope.
That'll be fire. Let's jump back into some of your other skills.
Okay.
Let's jump back into some of your other skills.
Sure.
You also produce now. Or you've
Not
produced
now.
all along, because if you
Always
had the two
produced.
samplers
Yeah.
going, that's production.
Yeah, I've
That's
always
production
produced.
work.
Yeah.
So what's the or what made you want to get into the production side?
I'm a musician, so that's one. So I always wanted to create music, and I didn't always just have like instruments everywhere, and I always didn't have the ability to pay for a studio or even the ability to pay for beats. And remember, when I was coming up, rapping, there was no such thing as going to YouTube and downloading beats or going to SoundCloud. That shit came-
Little Wayne like beat. And
that shit
Drake
came
like
way
beat.
later.
That's-
Yeah, no.
Right,
That's
so
something that's maybe been around for maybe 10 years.
no, a little bit more than that. A little bit more than that. Yeah.
No, I'm saying the Lil Wayne type beats and all that.
Right. That,
But
yeah.
YouTube has been, yeah.
Right. So, that was part of it, right? Because I was like, I have no one to make a beat for me. And then on top of that, if I did hear a beat from, and that still happens to this day, I'll hear a beat from someone and I'll be like, it's all right.
Yeah.
I'm not rapping on that. And the thing is that it's not me trying to be a jerk. It's just, I know how I work. I literally have to hear it. The moment I hear it, I know this is the one I'm going to spit on. It has to automatically create that spark in me that makes me want to spit on it. You can go through 800 beats and then the 800th beat will be the one.
Yeah.
And that's the one I'm going to spit on. Not because I don't like your beats.
Right.
It's probably dope beats and it's good for someone else. But for what I'm trying to accomplish, no.
And you have the musician ear, so you know what.
Yeah.
You've been doing this for a while, so you know your sound and what you want to and what you'll sound like on it.
Right. What better is it for me to rap on my own beat?
Exactly. And you produce for other artists as well within
Yeah.
the camp and outside the camp too.
Yeah. Chris Rivers, I produced. It's the most known one, that's why I'm bringing it up. But I produced My Ghetto for Chris Rivers with him in Terminology.
Okay.
That was one of the. I don't know if it's the first song he ever had on the radio, but I know it was on the radio and I know it did well for him, and I produced that.
Shout out to that. Shout out to the bro Chris Rivers.
Shout out to him.
You've also directed videos for the brother Chris Rivers.
Yes.
When did you decide to jump into that lane?
Video.
Video.
direction,
Kind of the
yeah.
same reason because, I'm a visual person and I'm an artistic person, and I didn't just wake up one day and shoot a video. It took time. I did it with crappy cameras and stuff like that until I figured out how to get it right. But I always wanted to do that. Like I always when I hear beats or when I hear songs, I'm always seeing the song or hearing or seeing the beat. So, and I love movies too. So
That was literally my next question. Are you a movie buff?
yeah, I love movies. So with that being said, it's not even necessarily just the movie I love how they tell a story visually.
The
Right,
cinematography
yeah.
and
Angles,
Everything, yeah,
colors,
yeah, yeah.
right,
Everything,
lighting.
yeah.
Like
Everything, yeah.
most of my a lot of my videos are moody, and even I have little moments of where I just do one particular thing for a while. Like I'll be into sci-fi movies, and I'll be watching a bunch of sci-fi movies, so my video's gonna be real sci-fi. Or I'll be watching a bunch of horror movies, and then the video I make looks like a horror movie, stuff like that. So yeah, I'm a student at the end of the day.
Nah, that's beautiful,
Yeah.
bro.
Hell yeah.
And I like that you mentioned the mood of the video.
Yeah.
I think that's a very you got to know what you're doing when you set the mood with a color tone
Yeah.
or a color
right.
palette.
Yeah.
That's some skillful shit, bro.
Yeah, you can't because you can't be on there on a colorful ass video and then talking about some conspiracy theory
or some
conspiracy
depressing.
theories. Yeah, or some some crazy shit.
Although I don't know if it's done intentionally or if it's just that these artists don't know what the fuck they're doing. Lately, I see a lot of videos that the tone of the video don't match the tone of the song.
No, yeah, that's happening.
The best example I can give you that I've seen at least 5 videos like this lately is imagine a drill video,
Yeah.
but the dude is singing some R&B love song,
Right.
and I'm looking at the video like,
Yeah.
what is happening
Yeah.
right now? They got the guns, the grills,
Yeah.
the ski mask, and he's like, yeah,
I
girl.
love you.
And I'm
Yeah.
like, what the?
Exactly.
But then I like the song a little.
And also, I don't like the fact that a lot of videos are the same.
Tremendously.
On the
especially
corner, in front of the bodega.
Yeah,
It's like, how many times are you gonna do that? And I also am tired of people rapping directly into the camera.
today. Yes.
So if you look at a lot of my newer videos, no one's looking at the
side
camera.
shot.
It's like a side shot, or
Yeah.
it's like they're being observed more than them actually knowing there's someone they're observing.
Right. Is that so let's go down the credits real quick. The video, well, let's go back to the producer real quick. Who
Okay.
else have you produced for?
Good question. Known. I can't think of anyone else. I know all right, so I made a beat back in the day that ended up with Rod Digger spitting over it. I had no control over how she got the beat, and that's a whole nother story for another day. And 50 Cent ended up spitting on it as well.
Oh,
but
shit.
it was produced by me, but if you...
But you didn't get the credit.
Oh wow.
Yeah, stuff like that, so...
Shout out to...
I've been through a lot in this little industry.
to these to the unfortunate
Yeah.
victims of the industry.
Pirating.
Yeah.
Because that's basically what happened. You
It
made the
is,
beat, somebody
yeah.
got it from you, and it just
It's
happened to
there
make
be
its
now.
way over there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's there be now. Never mind. It is what it is.
How about the video directors?
How'd I get into that?
No.
Your
Let's go down the
credits.
credits. So
Oh,
I know
okay.
you did Chris Rivers. You said you did a joint for Styles P. Which one was that? Do you
Styles
recall?
P and Chris Rivers and a Styles P solo song as well.
That's dope. And then Joell Ortiz.
Joell Ortiz was, I don't remember the name of the song, but yep, Joell Ortiz.
And then let's go to my song first.
My song, I directed the video for the diss track to Kendrick Lamar.
Wait.
Yeah,
My
so-
song, this Kendrick Lamar?
Yeah, remember when Kendrick Lamar did that whole thing about New York and all that? You don't remember
Oh,
that?
the control verse?
The control verse. So he's spitting
Oh.
over control, but
Back
dissing
at him?
Kendrick Lamar,
Oh, shit.
And you directed that.
I want to say shout out to that,
yeah. I mean,
but I kind of...
hey, man, I was just doing what I had to do. I wasn't involved with the creation of the song, but
Yeah.
Money's money.
But shout out to that. Yeah. And then you did a video for the legendary CNN.
yeah, that
Talk
was
to me
dope.
about that. 'Cause
Oh,
that sounds dope.
I don't know how the hell that happened, but anyway, they did a song called "Bringing the Guards Back." It's CNN with what's his face? Man, don't blind me. My memory is horrible.
Was it meth?
No, it's not meth. It's Sadat X. Sadat X. Yeah.
Shout out to Sadat X. He and shout out
And
to
Tragedy. Thank you. Tragedy Gaddafi as well.
Wait, did you shoot that out in Left Rack?
No. Well, I shot a video on Left Rack for
I'm trying to think of the video for that.
what's his face for God damn it. Don't mind me.
Tragedy?
No, I shot a video for Nori's nephew
Okay.
at Left Rack. What's his name again? Young Really?
Okay.
All right, he has a show with, he has like the Smoke Champs. He was on that.
Okay.
So I shot a video for him in Left Rack, but this one was shot at the Food of Islam, I think it was. In Chief, was that in where was that? It's my memory. School of Mecca in Harlem. Thank you.
Shout out to
Okay,
the School
shout-
of Mecca in Harlem.
Yeah, it was called Bring the Guards Back. So we shot it
Yeah, I think
there.
I seen that video.
Yeah, Bring the Guards Back.
Very
It
dope,
got
man.
5 million views on
Yeah. Hey,
Let's go.
and that's another credit.
Yeah, it's a credit. I
And
appreciate
that's
it.
dope. That you got to work with CNN. I don't know
Yeah.
how you feel, but
Oh,
to
it was
me,
great.
CNN
And
is
no, but the best part is
the shit.
how cool they are.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
they weren't Hollywood. They weren't funny. They were just mad cool.
That's
So
dope.
I was a big Nori fan, bro.
Yeah, this guy, hell
Yeah,
yeah.
I always tell the story. Had my daughter been born a boy, she'd be named Noriega.
damn.
Yeah,
Lucky for her.
Lucky
Yeah.
for her. Thank the Lord.
You must have been young at the time, huh?
Oh, 18, bro.
Oh yeah, dope.
That was
Dodge the bullet. It's my son Noriega.
my son Nori, right?
They're gonna be like, I hate this guy.
Like, Dad, why'd you do this to me?
I hate this guy.
My bad, son. My bad. Is that something now that you continue to do, the video directing?
No. Well, not for other people. It has to be worth my time.
Yeah.
You know, like equipment, it costs a lot. Time, you know, I'm not.
And you do the editing and everything, right? Like to the
everything.
final.
It's from
finished
beginning
product.
to end. I direct it, I shoot it, and I edit it. Yeah.
No, shout out to that. And
hell
all
yeah.
self-taught?
Yeah.
Beautiful,
Wow.
beautiful.
Thank God for YouTube.
Yes, sir. YouTube University helps us all.
You gotta have an eye though, man.
Nah, that too.
That's true.
You can't
and
just-
you can't just pick up a camera and record.
Yeah. Because you'll record the wrong shit. You look goofy and shit. Yeah.
Yeah.
You have to
Settings
you,
will be
you have
wrong.
to also study, like you said.
Yeah.
You're a movie buff, so
Yeah.
you know you study the directors
Right.
and the dope scenes and
Yep.
the long shots and the
Exactly.
and the again the cinematography.
And even placement. The thirds,
The lighting.
lighting. Yeah, it's a lot.
It's a lot, bro. Do your homework, please.
Yeah,
'cause
do that.
Some of these videos I see nowadays, and I love videos, bro. To this day, I watch music videos.
Yeah.
And
Some of them
unfortunately,
suck.
it doesn't have the same magical appeal that it had when we were younger.
Nope.
Yeah, because it was new to us back then. So
and it was the only shit we fucking had, bro.
that's the other thing. Yeah,
That's the thing about today. I think we spoke about this on a previous show, that now we have so much access to our artists that we see them behind the scenes and we see them in the crib on.
It ruins the allure.
Yeah, they're no
There's no
longer
mystery.
magical and shit.
Yeah.
So now video is just like another piece of content.
Yep.
Where before, like, I remember when a video was dropping, let's say MTV would be like, yo, next week we're dropping the new Victory video.
Hell
Like,
yeah.
oh, shit.
Yep.
All right, so video director, producer, percussionist. Do you think, because did you start your music career as a percussionist?
Yeah.
That was the beginning of your musical voyage?
Yeah.
How do you think that played into your creation of hip hop music?
Being in the pocket and knowing timing. Timing and being in the pocket and timing is kind of the same thing. Not really, but it is. But timing and being in the pocket. So I know I want my drums to sound a certain way. I know I want them to rock a certain way. And I know when something is off automatically. Sometimes I'll be with someone, an engineer that I don't normally work with, and they'll fly something in, and they'll be like, yeah, it sounds dope. And I'm like, well, that's off. They're like, what do you mean? I'm like, yeah, you got to nudge it over a little bit. It sounds off. But I hear that kind of stuff literally the moment I hear it, I know that's not right. That's off.
Down to the millisecond.
Down to the millisecond. Yeah.
No, shout out to that, man. Is that something that you continue to do for yourself? What I mean by that is, let's say you get a beat from someone and the drums are not up to par.
I won't spit on it.
You won't adjust the drums?
Well, I mean, if they gave me like stems and stuff like that, then yeah, I'll fix it up.
That's
but
something.
If they gave me just like a 2-track, I'm not even wasting my time with it. Yeah.
But you can adjust it. Like, if
I
they give
can.
you the stems and everything, you can adjust it.
I'll adjust it, but I'll let them know. Like, listen, I think your drums are a little off. I'm gonna move them a little bit. If they say don't touch my shit, I'm like, well, no.
here, take your shit, take your shit back.
Take your
Take it
whack
back.
ass beat
Yeah, I
with
don't
your
want it.
off drums.
Yeah, yeah, you can have that.
So let's go back again to younger Vic Shadez.
Yeah.
Who would you consider your musical influences, regardless of genre?
Oh yeah. I was gonna go multi-genre anyway. Michael Jackson.
R.I.P.
Pink Floyd.
Nice.
Oh, nice choice.
Busta Rhymes.
Nice.
Pun.
I hear it.
Jizza.
Wow.
Rage Against the Machine. Salsa. I can't give you a person because there's no point. Salsa is salsa.
The genre. I wrote down Rage Against the Salsa.
Rage Against
It's a new group coming out.
New
ladies and
group coming
gentlemen.
out.
We anti.
from Mexico. Rage Against the Salsa. Wow, I mean, I can keep going, but there's a lot.
What I love about salsa, I think I've told you this.
Reggae. Sorry, I left that out.
Oh, reggae.
Bob
Reggae's
Marley.
beautiful.
Bob Marley's
But
major.
reggae, not dance hall.
Not dance
There's
hall.
a difference.
I like dance hall, but
Yeah, but you
but it's
prefer
not,
reggae.
It's not what influenced me.
Yeah.
The bass sound of reggae is what influences the way I laid my bass down.
Plus, their drums are on the 3. They're not on the 2.
No, it's it's a one drop. So so they drop out the 1 and they land on the 2 first.
Exactly.
Right, which I love. But you can't. It doesn't always work for hip hop.
No, it doesn't. No.
But the bass does.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Yeah, well, that's crazy, yeah.
Yeah. The bass fills in that spot that the drums drop out that 1.
And you use that in your creation?
Absolutely. If
Can you read music?
No.
No? You just can hear it.
You can ear it, right?
Yeah, I can hear it. I can hear it. Yeah.
I hear that.
Yeah,
Let's go
hear
down
that.
this list real quick, because this is a very vast list of music right here. So you got your rock influences from the legendary Pink Floyd.
Yeah.
And also the legendary Rage Against the Machine.
Yeah.
Did you go? Have you always been a fan of rock music?
If you would have asked me this question in my teen years, I would have said no. But now that I'm an adult, I'm going to say yeah, because like my dad listened to Hendrix and Beatles and stuff like that, along with whatever else he was listening to. And I enjoyed it as well, but I didn't really understand that I enjoyed it. It's hard to explain. It was just music for me.
You just didn't gravitate to it.
Right, no, I loved it. I thought it was dope, but I wasn't like playing it on my
Right.
own. But when it was on, I was like, oh, this is dope. Like I
Yeah.
liked it. I grooved to it. But yeah, I would say rock is definitely something I like from day one. Because rock isn't nothing but R&B,
over some hard ass beats.
Just manipulated,
Yeah.
That's all it is. Rhythm and blues is the basis of everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm super into rock. I go through my rock phases.
Yeah.
Yep, same here. Sometimes I
don't-
only listen to rock.
That's the thing. I think an advantage that we had growing up when we had like MTV and shit. They would just play shit.
Yeah.
And you just watch it, and you wouldn't you wouldn't discriminate against whatever was
Oh,
on.
I'm not listening. I'm not watching this because it's rock.
Right.
Yeah, so
That's the 90s for you.
Yeah.
Because the 90s had great rock and great hip hop.
hell yeah.
Even the late 80s, man.
Well,
Like,
the
I
80s as
remember-
well, but there's more hair bands and shit like that.
True, I wasn't really into the hair bands. I was more into like the like Metallica, Anthrax.
Well, yeah.
You know,
Hard,
those guys,
yeah,
Megadeth.
metal.
Yeah, metal.
I love metal as well.
That's
Yeah.
funny. I love 80s pop rock.
I like some of that.
All
was
the
cool.
notes, yeah, like stuff like that I could do.
Fun.
Yacht music.
Yeah, yacht music. There you go.
Let's see. MJ, wow, what a
Come on, you can't beat MJ, man. He's the greatest
what a
artist of our
fucking
time.
legend, bro. Yes.
Yeah.
Legend.
Then you got into some hip hop, right? Buster, Pun,
Mm-hmm.
GZA. Not exactly all in the same.
No, all totally
vein.
different.
Yeah.
Oh,
so I feel
absolutely.
like you get stage show from Buster.
Yeah.
Like you take.
You could say that. I've
some
never
of
seen him
that
live
energy.
before, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Pun influence.
Yeah.
Multi-syllables.
Yeah.
Yep.
The joint we started with. Was
That is the most pun-sounding song
Yeah.
you'll ever hear from me.
Yeah.
that
That's
was
because
fire.
I wrote off of that hook. That's why.
Right.
Yeah.
And then GZA, who is a thinking man's rapper.
Yes.
The Genius, baby.
Yeah.
He's the genius.
So shout out to GZA. I think I told you this. I've been heavy on what's the name of the album?
Liquid Swords.
Liquid Swords.
Yeah, yeah.
One of the
I've
best
been
Really?
heavy.
albums to me.
Within the last year, I've heard Liquid
Really?
Swords more than I heard it ever in my life.
Really?
It's
Why so
fire
much?
still.
Because I saw the Hulu
Oh,
me too.
Wu-Tang, and
Loved
that
it.
particular episode, Liquid Swords episode,
Fire.
Yeah.
that's my favorite episode.
Yeah.
I've watched it once a day for mad days in a row. Sad about the way they
No,
manipulated the album and
Yeah.
made it like the sounds.
And made it visual,
Yeah,
right?
that's just a movie,
Yeah.
a 1 hour long movie that made me re-fall in love with an album that I didn't super love to begin with.
Really?
And now I fucking
That
love
which is weird to
Okay.
me because like not for nothing, like we have very similar tastes and we grew up on the same music and you were a big Wu-Tang fan.
Yeah, but the GZA album,
You didn't resonate with
Wasn't
it?
it for you at the time?
yo, I had it on CD, I had it on wax and everything,
Yeah,
and I
yeah, I
played the
remember.
songs when I would DJ. There were
Yeah.
certain songs that I could play, but I never bonded with the album as a project.
Okay.
But after the episode, I went back and listened to the album.
You know-
and now I feel like I see the album.
You know what's funny about that album is that I was hooked. You know how you say when you hear something?
Hooked.
And I was hooked from the moment when I was little. When I heard
my
that,
God,
I was
yo.
like, oh my God. Oh, they're going to get into it. I can't wait.
Yo,
And then when Howard just transitions into the bump, 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 the staccato, I was like, yo, that's it, bro. I'm
to
hooked.
me, that's one of the greatest hip hop songs ever.
Yo, I was
Swords.
so fucking in at that. I was invested. I was like, yes, this is what I'm doing for the rest of the day.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? For the rest of the week, probably.
I would put Run in that as well for me.
Run DMC?
Run, specifically.
Okay.
Yeah, from Run DMC.
Right.
I could keep
Rev Run.
naming names. Yeah, Rev Run.
Yeah.
We know Run. You know?
Yeah.
And then salsa, of course.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Then, so what I was gonna tell y'all is, if you ever listen to salsa and you smoke bud, smoke some super bud,
Super
and
Bud.
just put on your headphones and listen to salsa.
Oh, nah.
Salsa producers,
One of the most
gotta be
cleanest
the
music ever.
illest producers ever.
Yeah,
There's
it's-
so many layers
Yep.
to a salsa.
Yeah.
And it's clean.
Yeah, and that's
Oh
the other
my
thing.
God.
So clean.
That's the other thing that I'm glad you said that because if you listen to even older salsa,
Yeah.
the engineers had it. They figured it out how to make it sound, how to individualize everything, where you could hear everything everything, bro.
Yep.
Everything was amazing.
Yep.
So to me, like their ear was impeccable
And when they do it live, to
Yeah.
think that
Oh.
it's 8, 9, 10, 12 people
in rhythm.
on perfect timing
Yeah.
with each other. Yo, oh my God.
This is
bro.
how I got my timing.
Right. So
Shouts to that. You
Yeah.
said that's amazing.
That's how I got my timing.
that's my bit of advice for the week. Smoke a fat blizzy and listen to your favorite salsa
Hell
song
yeah.
in some headphones so you can just zone out.
Yeah.
And then reggae.
Yeah, absolutely. Roots
The
reggae.
Caribbean people,
Roots
yes,
reggae.
Bob Marley. Y'all seen the Bob Marley movie?
I have not.
I didn't like it.
Yeah.
That's what I'm afraid because Bob Marley to me, he's my favorite artist of all time.
He's on my list, but I hear you.
All time, he's my
Yeah.
favorite hands down artist of all time, right? But that's why I'm afraid to watch the movie because I don't want to be disappointed.
I mean, watch it,
Yeah.
but just know you're going into this movie at a stage of his life that you probably don't care about.
Okay.
It's like kind of the middle to the end, and it's
Okay.
like, what about all this?
Yeah, all the stuff that happened beforehand,
Yeah,
right?
and the thing is, when you listen to it, when you listen to an artist, and they make a movie about this artist, subconsciously you want to see him in the studio.
Yeah.
It's like,
Right,
you're not going to get that because you need dialogue, you need a story, right?
Exactly.
But it's not enough of that and stuff.
You know
like
Bob
that.
Marley lived in Delaware?
No. Oh yeah, I do know that.
Delaware.
I think that's in the movie.
Delaware, the state.
I almost said Delaware, New Jersey.
No, right outside of Jersey.
Where's that at?
Did you see the Elvis movie?
I did.
Better or worse, Bob Marley?
I didn't like either one of them really, but I like Bob Marley better, so I'll go with Bob.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't like Elvis.
Yeah, fuck Elvis.
Yeah.
Fuck Elvis. I kind of like the movie though, yo.
I thought it was corny.
I won't front. I kind of like.
I won't watch it because to me it's fuck Elvis.
No, you know why I don't like the movie? I felt like it was too whimsical.
Like they try to mythologize, like make him like a mythical figure.
Yeah, I hope they don't do that with the Michael Jackson movie. I'll be pissed.
Oh, you seen the poster or the trailer? Not the trailer. The
poster.
Yeah, the poster.
Yeah. No.
Shit, y'all seen the poster for the Goonies movie?
Yep.
A new Goonies?
A new Goonies.
No,
Part
it's
two.
sequel, not
Part two.
a reboot. It's a sequel.
They're probably gonna be all
With the same
adults
people?
now.
Huh?
I hope.
Oh shit! No, I didn't.
I think everyone's alive except for Corey Haim.
Oh shit!
Was
no
Corey Haim in that
Goonies.
movie?
He was not.
All right, so
Corey
One of the
Feldman.
Corey
was
Feldman.
in it. Yeah,
Corey Feldman. He's alive.
Yeah,
but
he's still- he's-
he thinks he's Michael Jackson. too.
Woo! He's out there.
Yeah,
boy.
he's fucking done.
That's the not the curly one, right?
Nah,
That's
the other one.
Yeah,
Dream
he
a Little
made
Dream.
that's one of my favorite
What?
movies
Dream a
ever
Little
made,
Dream?
yo.
I love that movie.
That's
a
one
good
of my
movie.
favorite.
That's a good movie
movies
right
ever.
there.
And as a kid, I didn't understand it.
Yeah, it's a
I
great
just
movie.
liked it. I just
Yeah,
watched
that's a
it.
good movie.
I ain't gonna say great, but I'll
Yeah,
I gotta watch
It's
it again.
it's
nostalgic for me.
It's a cult
it's
classic.
one of our classics.
Yeah, it's a
you
cult
feel me,
classic.
from our childhood.
Yeah.
But damn, Goonies 2, I didn't
Goonies
know.
2.
I'm excited for Beetlejuice 2.
What? I'm dying for that.
Word. It's out.
I know. But
Yeah, I'm
I'm away. Yeah,
I
yeah.
like time for that.
Oh,
I'll
matter
wait
of
for that shit streaming. When that shit streams, I'll watch it.
Yeah. Matter of fact, I got my Fire Stick, so you could.
There you go. Boom.
Rig,
brought it
rig
with
it
you?
for me. Yeah, it's in the
All
way.
right, cool.
We're gonna rig that up and watch Beetlejuice.
Love Beetlejuice though.
That's fucked up. We're stealing, but.
Hey, fuck it, they got it.
Yeah, they're all doing it.
So that was your musical influences.
Not all of them. There's more.
Not all of them. Just a short taste. And Rev Run, of course.
Top
Run
of the
DMC.
dome joint.
What
Yeah.
about what was that movie? Tougher Than Leather. You seen that joint? The
No.
old school Run DMC movie. Their first movie.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if I've seen that, to be honest with you.
That's a classic.
I gotta
movie,
see
bro.
that. If
Yeah.
I haven't, I'll know once I watch it. If I
What's
see
your
it.
favorite movie genre?
Movie genre? Ooh,
Yeah.
I don't know if I have one, but I love horror movies.
I was gonna say you strike me as a horror guy.
I love horror movies.
Yeah.
But I like comedy. Like last night, I watched Life for like the 18,000th time.
I haven't seen Life in a minute, but that's
Bro,
a classic.
That's easily.
That's Eddie Murphy's last classic.
That's Eddie Murphy's last classic.
Nah, I like the movie he did about what's his face, the actor.
Dolomite.
Oh, Dolomite.
That shit was good.
Yeah, that was
I
dope.
like that
That
movie
was
a lot.
dope. That was
I
dope.
hate Coming to America 2.
No, I didn't
didn't
watch
even
that.
watch
I saw 30 minutes. I couldn't finish it.
Act like that don't exist.
No.
Because Coming to America is too fire
Yeah.
to come up with that. It's like Dumb and Dumber 2. Don't even do it to yourself.
Yeah, nah. It's
Dumb
not-
and Dumber is a classic. Let it be.
Yeah.
But Life, for me, it used to be my favorite Eddie Murphy movie. Used to be Coming to America. But it's nothing better than seeing Martin Lawrence and Eddie Murphy as old men to me.
At
That
the
shit is-
baseball game, right?
Oh, and not even when he's just talking
Nah,
about...
they're at the jail.
when
Yeah,
they,
but they're
they,
the
they
president.
bickering back and
Yeah,
forth,
yeah,
bro.
they're old
Oh
as
my
fuck,
God.
yeah.
That shit had me crying last night.
The
upper room. Jesus. You know when the motherfuckers be singing that shit?
Yeah, shout out to the legend.
Love that movie.
Classic,
Let's
classic.
get it. Let's get back into the music, right?
Yeah.
Do you ever feel extra pressure being a rapper coming out of New Jersey?
Yeah, absolutely.
Can you tell us why?
I just think that there's a stigma with Jersey. The problem, in my opinion, the real issue we have with Jersey MCs is that when you ask anyone that knows anything about hip hop, name dope MCs from New Jersey, they're like, oh, Queen Latifah, Redman. And I'm like, yo, these motherfuckers been doing this since
90s,
like the
80s,
late 80s, early 90s.
Who's the current cat?
Who's the current cats? And they're like,
Yeah.
And it's like, yo, it's a sad thing. And they say we live in the shadow of New York, and it's like you say you're from Jersey, and automatically it's like I feel like people get a bad taste in their mouth.
Yeah, you're automatically less than.
Yeah, you're automatically less than.
True
and,
indeed.
And there's way and it's not like a shot at New York or whatever. I love New York. That's my second home. I mean, I lived across the river my entire life. I felt like I've been in New York my entire life. But truth of the matter is that some of the greatest MCs are from New Jersey. Like a lot of people think Eminem is the best rapper to ever live. He's influenced by Treach.
Exactly.
And he spent time with
the Outlaws.
with
The Outsiders.
Outsiders, not the Outlaws. I'm sorry,
And
the Outsiders.
I mean, we can get into a whole conversation about how Eminem didn't even rap the way he rapped until he met the Outsiders.
Exactly.
But that's a whole nother conversation. You know, Redman, Come on.
Legend.
Redman is still to this day doing this.
Another rapper that Eminem considers legend.
Thank you. And that's what I'm saying. It's like we have all these legendary rappers, but there's no new legendary. Where's the new ones?
Yeah.
You know, where's our new 50 Cent? Like 50 Cent was the last legendary rapper, in my opinion. That everyone has their own, from New York. He's the last one, in my opinion. He's the one that came out and had his own sound, his own style, and made a mark from New York. After that, it was just a bunch of whatever. And maybe I'm forgetting
singles,
people.
I think.
Say again?
A bunch of singles. New York artists. They
Yeah.
dropped a bunch of fire singles, but you haven't gotten a dope album. Nor
Or
a
like
dope,
a reign of
run.
50 Cent.
Right, like a reign like 50 Cent. I think he's the last one.
Yeah.
But Jersey doesn't have that yet. And we have dope artists. You got Al, you know what I'm saying? You got The Heat, you know what I'm saying? I don't know if you know Crisis.
Yeah,
and them.
Crisis is up here.
Excuse me. There's a lot of dope artists from Jersey, not just Jersey City. You know what I'm saying? And I think that we're being overlooked. You know what I'm saying? I just feel like you say you're from Jersey and automatically people are like, oh, you're from Jersey.
Yeah.
But if I say, oh, I'm from Brooklyn. Oh, you from Brooklyn? Oh, he's dope. He's the new artist from Brooklyn. Like if I went out and told everybody I was from Brooklyn, I probably would have already been like on TV right now.
Yeah.
But being that I'm from Jersey and I say the word Jersey all the time and I'm from, and I represent where I come from, I don't know. I feel like sometimes that's like a little target on your back to say, don't fuck with this person. You know, it sounds crazy. But
Can that be changed?
I don't know. It should be.
Would it take like a fucking
It would take an
superstar
Eminem
artist
It
to
would
come
take
out
an
of
Eminem
Jersey?
to
I
do that.
mean, is it ever going to happen? I mean, it's been a long time. We're in 2024 right now.
Yeah.
What's the last big, huge artist other than the dude with the one eye?
Fetty Wap.
Fetty Wap. Sorry, I couldn't remember his name.
Shout out to him.
But
Other than him, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
That,
we
that
haven't
might
had
have been
one.
the last artist out of Jersey to go national, international.
yeah, and the truth of the matter
And then
is,
LBL, but even LBL's to a
but that's my
smaller
point.
scale.
Yeah.
RBI hasn't really broke the ceiling yet.
There's a ceiling on LBI, right?
Right.
As
And
of
the reason
now.
why he has a ceiling, and I have no doubt in my mind, is because he is from New Jersey.
Right.
And that's really all it is.
Could be, yeah. Because true. I mean, because there's a lot of artists that sound just like him that are, that had broken a certain level.
Yeah, Meek Mill.
Yeah, I was thinking the same person.
I think
They sound very
Al was
much alike.
right. I think Al was Al before Meek Mill was Meek Mill.
Right.
You know?
That's how I look at it.
But Philly gets that love that Jersey doesn't.
Yeah,
get.
exactly.
And it's funny because Philly and Jersey are very similar.
Similar, exactly. Yeah.
I've been to Philly mad times, did shows out there, did ciphers out there, and I feel like it's like I feel like I'm home. You know what I'm saying? Just like when I go to Brooklyn. I go to Brooklyn, I feel like I'm in Jersey City. I'm like, oh, I'm like, this looks just like Jersey City.
Yeah.
If you would have blindfolded me and just dropped me off, I'd be like, oh, I'm in Jersey.
Yeah.
So I see the license plates and shit. But
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
But whatever. I mean, look, man, I'm not gonna be bitter about it. I'm just gonna continue to make music regardless. I'll be making music till I can't do it anymore because I don't make music for a specific reason, right? I don't do it because I want to be famous or I want to make some money or whatever. To me, that's a plus. Like if that happens,
Yeah.
plus. I would love to support my family off of my craft, right? But the truth of the matter is that doesn't even matter to me anymore,
Right.
Or at all. Like I got a good job, I'm doing well in my life, whatever. But I'm gonna continue to keep making the music that I love to make. For me, I'm not making music for people. I make music for
For
me,
yourself, right.
and then I give it to the people.
Do you consider music therapeutic to you?
Yeah,
Do you get a lot of your stuff out in your music?
yeah.
Yeah.
Like a
That's
lot of
what
the stuff
we
I talk about is real stuff too. Yeah. Like when I do shows, you're mostly gonna hear like stuff from me, braggadocio type shit. But for the most part, I'm talking about some real life stuff.
Yeah.
Stuff that
I
really means
think that's
something.
why people connect to it.
Yeah.
And I feel like there may even be a resurgence of that going on now, where people are going back into wanting to hear real life raps because we're not connecting to the commercial rap
Nah.
and the rich
No.
nigga rap and
No.
the
Yeah.
Versace Ferrari rap
Yeah.
and all that shit.
I can't rap about that stuff.
Yeah.
And if I do, it's just me
Wishing.
imagining I
Yeah,
can be that.
exactly.
But at the end of the
It's
day,
not
I
real.
can't rap about that. I got to rap about how I worked 12 hours today and I'm tired.
And I'm tired of my feet hurt, goddammit.
You know what I'm saying? Like that's the stuff I rap about. And I also go into different topics because the problem with not hip hop. Well, the thing is we have subgenres, right? So
Yeah.
you have trap, you have drill and all that stuff. Those are all subgenres of hip hop. It's still hip hop, and I respect it for what it is. But there's also other subgenres of hip hop music, right? So the problem is that right now is that these particular subgenres are getting all the light and all the shine. We all know why that's happening, but that's a whole nother story, right?
Right.
But what about this?
Yeah.
Like adult contemporary hip hop, like for like people for our age, like my age group, like I look at my stats and it's like people
35 to 44.
Yeah, but I mean, I got some 20-something-year-olds, but mostly it's 35 to 40
Exactly,
to
for the
50 years
most part,
old.
yeah.
And it's like, well, let's make music specifically for these people. Let's make a category for that specific genre, category of people.
Yeah.
And then the guys like me and whoever else in my age range that are making music for these specific people can get their shit to these people. Yeah. I don't understand why we can't make that a subgenre.
Yeah. And this would be the perfect year to do it because we're getting a lot of adult contemporary hip hop coming out. Legendary artists, artists that are getting older.
Yep.
Just dope music from adults for adults.
The thing is that, and it's good that you said that too, because those fans, like that, choose not to listen to anything past a certain year or whatever. Like now you're giving them something that they can look forward to or they can actually connect to. Instead of having them being forced to listen to the new shit that they don't want to listen to.
Yeah, and those fans are the ones that are used to purchasing physical media.
Right.
So when you drop the vinyl,
they're actually looking for it.
They're waiting for it.
Yeah.
Because that's how they prefer to consume their media.
Yeah, right. Absolutely. And to be totally honest with you, I'm not like if you listen to the full scope of what I'm doing as far as music is concerned. I don't have a specific sound. Now, there are going to be songs that people gravitate to, and I do have out like videos and stuff like that kind of have similar feels. Like, for example, like the it's called Pop the Trunk, the joint with the pun hook or whatever. Yeah. Like a lot of people dig that. Like I got radio play from that, but I feel like sometimes when you don't know who I am, you're expecting that to be the next song.
Right.
And it's not going to be that.
They think you're
they think you're
pun.
that. Yeah.
Not even like just a fake pump, but they're expecting that hard 90s sounding sound, but it's not always going to be that because, like for example, like Time Travel. I'm sure we're going to get to that at some point, but once we do, I'll explain what's happening on Time Travel. It's different.
Yeah. Before we get into that, let's get into a different pressure that you may face, and that's the Latin rapper stigma.
Oh God, yeah.
How do you feel about that?
All right, so I don't like that because I am Puerto Rican, I am black, all right? I don't wave the flag in everything that I do, so I don't expect anyone to automatically assume that I'm a Puerto Rican rapper, but I look like a Puerto Rican rapper, right? Or a Philippine rapper, or or an East Islander rapper. No, it's the truth because people get confused. They're like, "Are you East Islander? Are you from Hawaii?"
Like Samoan is?
Yeah, Samoan. I'm like, nah, man. Are you Philippine? I'm like, nah.
Joey Patel over here.
Yeah, I get Indian and Saudi Arabian.
It happens, bro. So
I wish.
But the thing is, like, most of the time, people come up to me on the street and they start speaking to me in Spanish. And then when I tell them, I'm like, oh, I don't speak Spanish. And then they get mad at me. What do you mean you don't speak Spanish? I'm like, what do you mean what I mean? It ain't my fault.
What do you mean what I mean?
Yeah, like, what do you mean?
They're disappointed.
They get disappointed. But the thing is that I represent my culture my own way. I don't do it in my music because I don't think that's necessarily where it needs to be. If I get asked, like, hey, what are you? I'm like, I'm Puerto Rican and I'm black. You know, like, oh, but you don't speak Spanish. I'm like, yeah, but give me some congas. I bet you I could play.
I was just gonna say, I bet you there's mad Puerto Ricans that can't play no percussion.
That's what I'm saying. You could put me with any band right now, and I'll be able to hold my own. Any salsa band in the world, you put me on the stage, give me timbales, congas, or bongos, I could rock with them all day
without knowing a lyric.
Without knowing a lyric, without even knowing how the beat goes. Because the thing is, salsa pretty much is all laid out the same way for the most part.
Right.
Modern salsa has some different elements to it now, which I'm not 100% behind. I don't like real drums in salsa. That's just me.
Right.
I don't want to hear a snare.
You're right. Yeah, I get it. Yeah, I've heard that. Yeah.
I'm not big on that. I like more old school salsa.
Traditional.
That's just the way that's the way I like to intake my salsa. But at the end of the day, I'm just a man, and it shouldn't even matter what I am. You understand what I'm saying? But I have experienced that whole
stigma.
Latin dude. And when you with the other, and I don't want to say names, but when you're in the room with the other Latin dudes that are moving and they know you're Puerto Rican, they like, we can't have more than one of you.
Yeah.
Like, yo, it can only be me.
Yeah.
And it's
That's some bullshit.
No, it's a fact though. It happens.
Wow.
It's foul though. And
it is foul.
And
the crabs in
because
the
you would
bucket.
think instead of pushing you down, he'd reach his hand down and be like, yo, come on, let's
it's
go.
like the white rapper thing. How many really famous white rappers they are, and when they do get a little bit of shine, what they end up doing? Rock.
Yeah.
You only got Eminem right now, man. He's the only real famous white rapper.
A really good one.
Yeah, he's a great rapper.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, all the other ones, they always end up
Once they pop, yeah.
they venture off into like a rock.
Right now, what's his name is doing that shit?
Post Malone.
Post Malone.
Oh yeah,
He's the latest
country
one.
music. Yeah.
Country music. You understand what I'm saying? So like, if I like, you know, if a Latin rapper gets famous, like, what are they gonna do? They're gonna end up doing reggaeton or something like that, or
Nori did.
I mean, yeah. But he was the one that kind of made it mainstream for us.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
But he timed it well. You know, there was a wave stirring.
The Latino
and he took
wave.
advantage.
Yeah.
Not that he took advantage. He
He did what he
prospered
had.
off
He
it,
did what he had to do.
yeah, he did it at the right time.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
everything.
Absolutely.
Shout out to that. But Nori, we still got beef.
Facts. We do.
Well, I still love you though, but we still
Yeah,
got
we
beef.
still got
too.
beef. Still a man. bro.
Let's get into Time Traveler. Excuse me.
Ooh, okay.
Let's start with the title. What
What prompted the title?
Yes. What's the thought behind the title?
All right. So Time Traveler is basically just means that each song is a moment in time for me.
Okay.
So I'm traveling to different times and giving you a moment within that timeline.
In your lifetime?
In my life at the moment. Yeah. So whatever time span it took for me to record that, each song is going to be a reflective moment of that. You know what I'm saying? It's going to give you whatever I was at that moment. Which in turn is me time traveling. And you're time traveling too, because you're listening to all that stuff. And the whole thing together, it has time travel elements. So you'll be able to listen to things and that'll make sense to you when you hear it.
Do you think time travel is possible?
Yeah.
Do you think it's happening nowadays?
Yes.
Do you believe that photo of the guy at the Mike Tyson fight with the iPhone?
No.
Do you?
It was disproven. It was
disproven. It was disproven?
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
It was a
There was a camera. There was a camera
That
back in the
looked
day
like an
that
iPhone?
looked like an iPhone. Yeah.
Because if you really look at it, it don't look like that.
No?
Yeah. Yeah, it was disproven. That one was
If
disproven.
you could
debunked.
travel, would you go back or forward?
Back.
Yeah, I had to go back too.
I'd probably go back to see if Jesus really got crucified. I would go back to see.
Wow, that's back.
Yeah, I will go back to see, certain important moments in my own life, just to observe, just to see what, or maybe try to intervene.
We were talking about that down when I was on vacation, because there's a fort by the island that I was at, and my brother-in-law was like, "Oh yeah," he started talking about time travel,
Right.
Because he saw some movie or whatever, and I was like, "Yo, could you imagine a SEAL team goes back in time and destroys the Confederacy by themselves?"
Yeah.
Right.
Just one SEAL team.
What did he
if
say?
they bring their technology.
That's what I mean. They bring their weapons and all that shit. You know what I'm saying?
What was his rebuttal?
He's like, "You think so?" I was like, "I think an entire SEAL team could take out the Confederacy by themselves."
The Confederacy was muskets and shit?
Yeah, where they line up and they just.
Right, they probably could have did it without any freaking crap. Because they were just
They had
trained
the one
better.
guy with the drums and shit.
Yeah, yo,
Oh,
fam.
him first.
You're gonna drum me to death. But the problem with that is that it's impossible. You can only change that timeline. That would just branch off.
Oh yeah. I'm just
Another
saying, yeah. But
Yeah.
could you imagine though? That'd
Do
be
you
crazy.
believe there's multiple timelines and there's multiple versions of you?
It's funny.
Yes.
Did you see what I sent you on Twitter? I sent you something about the CERN Hadron Collider and all
Oh
that.
God.
Oh,
Large Hadron
no.
Collider?
I know that you sent it to me. I haven't watched it.
Yeah.
I haven't watched it in full yet.
Yeah, they say we already switched timelines a bunch of
Yeah.
times.
They said it
I think
happened
so.
again
I believe that.
because they have one. They have another Hadron Collider in Tennessee.
Really?
Yes, and they. I'm sorry, it's not a Hadron Collider. It's a particle accelerator.
Particle accelerator was kind of, they were accelerating particles into each other.
Exactly. It's just not as big
And
as the
every time
Hadron.
they do, they send us
That's why they
into
call
a
it the
new-
Large Hadron
Yeah, exactly.
Collider.
It's not the Hadron Collider in Switzerland. It's this particle accelerator in Tennessee that they have at an institute. They turned it on,
And-
fucked some shit up, and supposedly now we have. There's an. She gives example of new Mandela effects.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's yo, Mandela effects and me.
Some of that shit is real, though.
That's like peanut butter and jelly. I watched.
Yeah.
the
That's
video
like, I don't ever
all
remember
day.
in the Kennedy shooting there being an extra row of seats. And I watched that.
See, I haven't seen that.
Me and my boys were so into that growing up.
Yeah.
I don't remember that extra row.
There's
bro.
mad Mandela effects that
Yeah,
is like,
hell
yo,
yeah.
Like, to me, that's crazy.
Yeah. So yeah, watch that one.
They say that the Mandela effects are an experiment to see how much they can change history
Yes.
Without us noticing?
No, not even noticing, because we notice obviously,
Yeah.
without us fighting it or
Yeah.
rebelling against some
Yeah.
bullshit that we know fucking
No-
existed.
no
the
pushback.
cornucopia was on the Fruit of the Looms.
Absolutely.
I remember that.
Yeah, hell yeah.
But they say it wasn't.
Oh man. Y'all ever seen the movie Lucy?
No, but I know what you're talking about.
So not to spoil, but
gotta watch
at
it.
the end of the
Right.
movie, so in the movie she takes some drug that gives her access to more of her brain power.
Right.
And at the end of the movie, I don't remember what it is that she's doing, but somehow she makes time reverse.
Okay.
So let's say she's standing there and all of human history is reversing in front of her.
Dope.
Okay.
And you see how it goes through the stages. Oh, matter of fact, she's in Times Square.
Oh.
So you see Times Square,
Changing.
and then you see it
Devolving, basically.
rewinding. So it unbuilds itself.
Yeah.
She ends up fucking dinosaurs, and she ends up at the Big Bang.
Right.
And that's how the movie ends. And I'm like, yo, that little 30 seconds of movie was fucking life changing.
That's dope. Gotta check that out.
Yeah, I'd recommend that movie. It's not a great movie per se.
But it's just good
like
to see,
science fiction action. But the end, just the last minute, that's
Lucy. Lusie or
Lucy,
EY?
like the name.
Lucy.
Oh, Lucy. Oh, I know what movie you're talking about.
Lucy.
With the blonde girl.
Yeah. All right, I meant to watch that.
So when
Scarlett Johansson.
Scarlett Johansson, yeah.
Yeah.
That's why I watched it. But it ended up being
The
nice.
only reason.
So when can we expect Time Traveler to drop, or are you waiting on a proper distribution?
I'm waiting on figuring out how I'm going to get it to everyone, but in the meantime, I'm dropping 3 EPs.
Okay, let's get the names of them. If
I'll give you the first name for the first one. The first one's called Hors d'oeuvres.
Oh, okay. And when is that coming?
Soon.
I'm not going to try to spell hors d'oeuvres properly.
Yeah,
because
it's hard to
French
spell.
or something.
Starts with an H.
Yeah, that's before the end of the year.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. It's already done. It's just mixing right now.
So, videos.
Yep.
Nice. So it's an EP. How many?
4.
Joints? 4. Okay.
Yeah.
So everybody be on the lookout for that hors d'oeuvres dropping in 2024, brother. Vic Shadez. And then you have 2 more that'll drop before Time Traveler.
Yes.
So we'll get 3 EPs before Time Traveler.
Yep.
Okay. And the first one is called Hors d'oeuvres.
Hors d'oeuvres.
All right, dope.
Yeah.
So we're definitely looking into that, looking forward to that. And then Time Traveler, you told me, is done, mixed and everything. The first single is out. It's called Crazy.
Yep.
The video is out. Make sure y'all go download it. Make sure y'all go watch the video. Share it. How many joints are on Time Traveler?
Time Traveler is the same amount. It's 10 songs.
10 songs.
Yeah,
She's a sweet spot.
with the extra. It's really 9 songs with a.
With a skit.
No, it's not going to be hidden. It's just going to be a extra song.
Okay.
I don't know. I might hide it. I don't know. Fucking sure.
Y'all had the version of Life After Death with the hidden interview?
No.
I gotta check that
So
out.
there was a version of Life After Death that on disc 1, after I got a story to tell. If you let it continue to play, there's an interview.
Word?
Really?
Biggie and
Maybe I do have it and just don't
I
realize.
remember.
I gotta go check that out now.
I don't
Yeah.
remember who the girl is, but it might have been a radio interview or something. There's an
Angie Martinez? Maybe?
Yeah, that's usually released
Possibly,
within the first, week or so. And I remember copping the album.
Yeah, I got it.
Yeah, check it out. I heard it once, totally by mistake.
I got the double CD. I still have the original.
Yeah, me too. Yeah.
Totally by mistake. So definitely check that out. Rest in peace, Big, as always. Life After
Yeah,
Death.
B.I.G.
Absolutely.
Damn, did I put B.I.G. in my list?
No, but I'm safe to assume
Yeah,
that
he's
he
there
was
too.
in. Yeah, Big is. So I was listening to some Tupac, right? I'm lying. I was listening to a Beanie Sigel mixtape, and on the Beanie Sigel mixtape, there's a mix that has Tupac and Biggie, and and it's the Tupac verse that he says, "Penitentiary filled with promise makers," and I don't know if y'all know that specific verse, but I was listening to it and I was like, "Damn, Tupac ripped this shit! Like he got type lyrical on this joint." And to me, Tupac is not the most lyrical rapper in history, but on that particular joint and on other joints where he gets into his critical thinking, social problems and stuff.
Right.
He seems to be better at, to me, when he's under that,
Yeah,
when he's
yeah.
in that zone.
My problem is I don't like his beat selection.
Fair.
Yeah.
Fair.
I ain't gonna lie, like, I have, I think it's Tupacalypse now. That's a good album.
You know,
That's
that's
his
my
first
favorite
album,
Tupac album.
Huh?
That's his first album, right?
Yeah.
Is it? Yeah, it's the one, it's got, I Get Around.
Yeah.
It's got the Last Words with Ice Cube and Ice T.
Yeah,
That's
got a lot of dope beats on it. Yeah,
That's the first one, and I think the second one is Something for My Niggas.
something like
Or
that.
it's reverse one of the.
Oh, yeah, it
Yeah,
might be
yeah.
reversed, actually.
Yeah, I think Tupacalypse is the second album.
Yeah. That's one of his better albums, bro.
Yeah, and when you say beat selection, I remember the beats on that were pretty fucking dope.
But wasn't that
Bounce
Shock
Rock?
G?
Yes.
So was
I think
it
he was
Shock
still
and
down.
Digital?
I think he was still down with them, yeah.
Yeah, because
Definitely, I Get Around is Shock G.
No, yeah, I Get Around. Yeah.
Yeah.
That was on that.
Wow,
album.
rest in peace, Shock G, bro.
Yeah.
100.
Classic. How do you prepare for your stage show?
I'll just listen. I'm gonna be keep it 100 with you. I got a folder that has multiple shows in it that I already have saved. I'll listen
like
to those.
laid out.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I'll listen to them, and depending on how I feel, I'll either add or take away, or I'll just use something I already had created already. So I got about like 6 or 7 shows already in one folder. I'll just listen to them and say, this is the one, depending on where I am. Nice. Like if I know I'm at a festival, I know I got to keep it a little bit more live. If I'm in a club and I'm doing a show with like Ito and people like that, I know I got to do this. If I'm doing a show with, say for example, like Mickey Fax or something, I'm like, I got to make sure I have this, or stuff like that.
Yeah, so you got different sets for different,
different vibes. Yeah,
exactly.
And then if I think the vibes don't work, I'll add or take away, stuff like that.
What do you like performing live more, salsa or hip hop?
Hip hop, because I'm the
You're
only
the star.
person. Because I have control over it. I know what I'm doing. It's just me. I don't have to worry about someone screwing up.
Yeah.
Have you always had that energetic performance, or is that something you had to learn over time and build up to?
I think I've always had that. Even when I was in a group, GAHHD, and we would perform, I always would get off stage and I would be approached and people would be like, yo, I like what you're doing. You should do this.
No, I definitely like your stage show a lot. Can we get or will we be getting collaboration projects from you and the GAHHD camp?
Yeah. On this EP that's coming out, Hors d'oeuvres, Chief is on that. Many Minds is on that. AF Sin is on that as well. Time Traveler has Minds on it. And I actually have Ren Thomas is on Time Traveler too.
Oh, shout out to the bro Ren Thomas.
Shout out to Ren.
Good people.
Yeah. I got a ton of songs with my guys. So it all depends on where I want to put it. I'm sure in these EPs, actually the EPs that I'm putting out, those are going to have mostly featured songs. And there'll be 3 featured songs and then one would just solo by myself.
So all 3 EPs will be 4 joints?
Yeah, I already have them laid out. So there's 4 joints each, 3 songs with features, 1 song solo.
And, are they done?
Yeah.
All of them?
Yeah, they're all recorded and they're all mixed.
How many projects do you have in the stash right now?
Including hors d'oeuvres and all that. 1, 2, 3, 4, maybe 4.
4. The 4 that we know about.
Yeah, but I have more
3
music.
EPs.
I have more music, but they're not put together as a project.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? And I just keep recording anyway, so.
So you can drop basically anytime you want.
Yeah, just as long as it sounds good to me.
That's a good feeling. Also, shout out to Many Minds in the building. Shout out to Chief in the building, just in case we forgot.
No.
Shout out to the
mentioned them in the
GAHHD
beginning.
camp and the GAHHD camp. How about a compilation album or like a compilation project?
We've been talking about that recently. So the last compilation album we put out as a group is called Tattooed Funk. So Tattooed Funk is the last project we did together. And then before that was No Biting.
Let's get into that because that's one of my notes that I wrote down. So I'm not gonna ask you how you feel about biting in hip hop.
Yeah, I got a whole album based on that.
I think that's evident.
Yeah.
Let me ask you this: why do you think biting became acceptable?
Because it makes money. For the
Fair answer.
for the corporations.
Yeah.
They're like, oh, we want this guy. He sounds like this guy. We know that works.
Yeah.
And why did we as a culture allow it?
Because I feel like the culture isn't really the people that are consuming
Or controlling.
Well,
definitely not controlling
We're
it.
definitely not controlling it. But we're not really consuming that. It's mostly the thing is some of these kids that are consuming and actually purchasing these products, they came up already with the biting already. It was like normal for them.
Yeah.
So for us, we grew up in an era where we didn't have cell phones, we didn't have the internet, and we grew up with having to go to the store and buy your album. You know what I'm saying? And so we were buying these artists that were coming out with these albums once every couple of years, and we were waiting for this shit. You know what I'm saying? And then these people were working behind closed doors. No one knew what was going on, like you said. Now people could just watch you on the internet and see you in the studio and hear you talk and understand your personality. Ruins it.
Also, too, I now that you start mentioning that, I also think it's like you just said, we would have to go out and purchase these albums.
Right.
So we wouldn't waste our money on bullshit. No. We were certain of our purchase. Right. Like we knew this is what we wanted.
Right.
For the most part. Sometimes
you don't know what you're always getting though.
Right. But for the most part, we knew what we wanted.
Right.
Whereas now, you might not actually be looking for something, but you'll see something, be like, oh, okay. Yeah, and that's the mainstream, and it sounds like something you're already familiar with. So then they plug it to you and you go with it.
Yeah, man.
That's what I think it is. You were more selective back in the day.
Yes.
You know what
I'm
I'm
saying?
You had to be because you were spending your money. You were physically copying this piece of art.
Yeah, it was more to it. It was more of an experience. You get to open it up, read it, look at the pictures.
Right, right.
And also back then, because we had more control of the culture, we were more able to gatekeep who came in and was accepted.
True.
Because we had to purchase it.
Right? Yeah, that's the thing too. We had more power. You know what I'm saying? We had more control of what was being put out because we were the ones. We were the directors of cool. Like this is what we deem cool, not what you say it is, not what the corporation says it is. And now it's totally different.
And I think another issue is regional sounds. They don't exist anymore.
We talk about that all the time.
Because I fucking love regional.
Yeah,
there's no regionality. Yeah,
nah, because of the internet. Because everyone's able to hear and see what they're doing over here.
Yeah. And now everybody looks alike.
You understand what I'm saying? And now everyone dresses the same. Like I remember because I have family in North Carolina. I remember I would go to North Carolina to visit for the summer. I had kicks. They were like, "Where'd you get them kicks from?"
And they rocking the K-Swiss.
Oh yeah, that was big in VA. When I moved to VA, that was huge.
That's what I'm saying. So they weren't on top of what we were doing because it was a regional thing. Like we're wearing Air Max and stuff like that. They didn't really understand. And but now they don't. That's not an issue for them anymore. They just look at the TV. They look at not the TV. They look at the internet. They look on YouTube. They look at TikTok and they see what's going on. They see the new dances. They see the new flows. They see the new everything. Why does you think everyone has that nasally Drake sound now? It's not because they want to. It's because they think that's what's popping.
What's going to sell.
Everybody has to sound like this when they rap. That's whack to me. Everyone sounds like a freaking robot. But the reason why everyone sounds like a robot is because that's what they're being fed, and they think that's what it needs to be.
Yeah.
Where's the Onyxes? You ain't never going to get them with screaming on a mic like they used to like that. You're not going to get another Busta
screaming hook.
You're not going to get another pun. You're not going to get any of that. And another Biggie. It's just not happening anymore. But the thing is, if we do get them, they're just going to be copies of what we had.
Right.
Because that's what all they know how to do right now. They just know how to copy it. They don't know how to hone their own thing.
That's the thing, yeah.
How do we reset hip hop?
Yeah, get rid of the internet. Get rid of connection.
Kind of got to blow it up to start it. To
Destroy and rebuild, baby.
Destroy and rebuild. You can't have connection. I can't be able to see what you're doing all the time.
Yeah, we are too connected as a society.
We are.
It sucks, man, because that takes all our individuality away.
Yeah.
Because we're all basically lemmings at one point.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Even down to the teeth.
Yeah.
And I say that because I was on Twitter yesterday and I'm noticing all the veneers, and then you see somebody who doesn't have veneers and
they look odd to you. Then.
No, they have character.
Yes.
Their teeth give them character.
Yep.
And you're like, oh shit.
That.
You don't notice it until you see the outlier, the one that doesn't have it. And you're like, oh shit, damn, I remember when shorties used to have the little whatever, whatever teeth.
Speaking about teeth, I just had surgery.
Oh.
Yeah. You know what sucks when you get an implant? Oof. Right? Because that's what I'm working on. Because right now I'm missing this tooth, which is rare for me. I never have missing teeth, but when they pulled, because they couldn't save it, so they had to pull it out, and then they have to put a bone graft in, and you have to wait 4 months
for it to take,
for it to take, and then they're gonna put a screw in my mouth, and I gotta wait another 4 months before they give me a tooth.
Damn.
So I'm just walking around right now toothless. They give me a little thing or whatever to put in, but it's uncomfortable. So I can't.
Like a denture.
Yeah, it's like a little flapper. You put it in your mouth, and then it fills in that space. But I'm like, I don't smile that much, so it don't matter.
Something happened recently with dentures online that I refuse to speak about because the person it happened to
I already know what you're talking about. You might
that's
bro. It's hilarious though.
It is rather hilarious.
That's mad funny, yo.
We'll skip that because the legend, bro.
Yeah.
You know what sucks though? Again, because of this connectivity and this access to everything, your legends are now sometimes embarrassed.
They're falling from grace, man.
Yeah.
And they're human.
Yeah.
They're being humanized, but we're not used to them being human. To me, that this brother is like a superhero.
Right.
And then to see his teeth fall out, you're like, oh.
And then once that happens, everyone and their mother shares it.
Yeah.
So
now it's meme and.
Yep.
Yeah.
Gotta watch how you move in these streets now.
What's that shit? Fix it then. Fix it.
Fix it then.
Forget it.
Something, god damn it.
Fix it then and forget it.
All right, excuse me. What can we expect from Vic Shadez throughout the fourth quarter of 2024 and in 2025?
Ooh, well, you're gonna expect more performances, videos, and hors d'oeuvres.
Hors d'oeuvres.
2025 is gonna be more along the lines of me getting ready to release Time Traveler.
Okay. Do the 3 EPs all flow off the hors d'oeuvres title?
No.
Without revealing the title?
To be honest with you, I'm not really sure. I just know that's hors d'oeuvres right now. That first one is definitely called hors d'oeuvres. I don't know if it's gonna be hors d'oeuvres part 2 and 3. I'm not sure where I'm gonna go with that. But definitely hors d'oeuvres is the EP that's going to get you prepared for what Time Traveler is going to be, because Time Traveler sounds nothing like Uncontaminated,
Good.
which it shouldn't.
Right.
Did you handle most of the production yourself, or do you have other people?
Yeah. 90%. I would say 98% of the production is me, but I do have production from So Sick, and I got production from Jarson, which he produced on Uncontaminated as well. He produced Empty for me.
So, shout out to that. Shout out to those brothers. Shout out to Brother Vic. Be on the lookout for hors d'oeuvres dropping before the end of the year. Be on the lookout for 2 more EPs dropping next year, and be on the lookout for Time Traveler dropping next year, all accompanied by videos. Are you shooting your own videos?
Yeah.
All accompanied by videos shot and directed by Vic Shadez.
Yep.
Hopefully we get the Go Illa compilation
We're working on it.
next year. That'll be dope. Be on the lookout for more live shows. Once again, shout out to the brother Kozan and Break a Leg Entertainment, who's always putting on for the city, always doing it big for Jersey artists, and bringing outside artists into Jersey, which is super appreciated and super dope.
Yep.
If you get the chance to see Vic Shadez perform live, go do it. Very energetic, very what's the word I'm looking for? Interactive.
Yeah.
And just good energy, man. That when I seen you perform live for the only time I got to see it, I was super dope. I thought it was super dope. And again, you performed a song that I don't have and that I need. So
I'm working on it. I'm going to get it to you.
let's get into 10 shots with the brother VSOP.
Oh,
All right.
yeah.
All right, real quick, I'm going to ask you 10 rapid fire questions. You answer them with minimal thought. We'll circle back and discuss your answers.
Yep.
All right, so here we go. 10 shots. Number 10, what would you rather do? Prefer directing or making music?
Making music.
Making music, no doubt. Better double album, Wu-Tang Forever or Life After Death?
Wu-Tang Forever.
Ooh, that was easy. Better duo, Outkast or Gangstar?
Outkast. I mean, yeah, let's go with Outkast. I was gonna say Gangstar, but Outkast.
Okay, we'll go with Outkast.
All right.
Better album, in your opinion, from Ghostface, Iron Man, or Supreme Clientele?
Supreme Clientele.
Ooh. Better rap group, in your opinion, De La or Tribe Called Quest? Tribe. Funnier movie, Superbad or Pineapple Express?
Pineapple Express.
Yeah, a lot of people would have said Superbad, but that Pineapple Express is a classic though. Better performer, DMX or KRS-One?
KRS-One.
Better click, Boot Camp Click or DITC?
I heard your answer. Who was that? Many Minds? I heard him.
Boot Camp.
Boot Camp. Who had a bigger influence on the game, the Lox or Dipset?
Lox.
And where do the better MCs come from, Bronx or Harlem?
Bronx.
Okay, that's it. 10 shots, baby.
That was very, very quick. Let's review music or video direction.
Yeah.
Yep.
I felt like
That was an easy one.
Yeah.
That was too easy.
That was too easy, right?
Okay, we started with easy one.
Slipping, man. Come on.
Yeah. Wu-Tang over what? Life After Death?
Yeah.
Yeah, so we had a debate yesterday.
Yeah.
Is Wu-Tang the greatest double album of all time? Wu-Tang Forever.
Hip hop.
Is there
No,
an outside genre album that beats it?
A double album. I'm trying to think. I can't think of one, so no.
Right?
No.
So Wu-Tang wins best double album ever.
Easily for me.
Outkast over
Gangstar.
Gangstar.
I kind of feel weird about that, but the only reason why I pick Outkast is because of the live instrumentation.
Okay. Yeah.
I feel like
And they both rap.
yes,
Yeah,
and they
yes.
both produce, no?
That I'm not sure of.
I wanna say
Yeah.
they both produce.
They probably
Nah, I think they got most of their production from the Dungeon Family.
family, yeah.
Even though they're part of it, but you know,
Really?
Yeah.
Do they not produce at all?
Well, I know
Am
Hey
tripping?
Ya was produced by
by Andre.
Andre. through
Yeah,
that.
I feel like they
Yeah.
did.
And so was Bombs Over Baghdad.
True. So yeah, okay.
Or
so
maybe
they get
their first few albums.
no,
they,
yeah,
they were
right.
they were
yeah.
getting.
So
their
they
beats.
they definitely got production.
I just think they're
But-
more musical.
and
But
they
yeah.
also both rap. Like you said.
but Gangstar is more hip hop.
Hip hop, yeah. They're what the definition of an MC and a DJ.
Yeah, easily,
all that.
yeah.
Rest in peace to Guru.
Absolutely. 100%.
Shout out to DJ Premier, still active. Supreme Clientele over
Iron Man.
Iron Man.
Absolutely for me.
Yeah.
That's an easy one.
Why?
Yeah.
I'm big on Iron Man's album.
Really?
The Iron Man
Neither
album
is
to
he,
me.
believe it or not.
I know.
He hates that album.
And I know that recently from an interview, but
Yeah.
He hates that album?
Yeah, he
doesn't
don't like it.
Yeah.
Supreme Clientele to me is peak Ghostface.
I mean, it's up there. Don't get me wrong.
To me, it's peak.
The reason why I would pick Iron Man is probably because I have a personal connection to that album. So,
Understood.
But I understand what you mean with Clientele. Clientele is, like you said, peak Ghostface.
Peak Ghostface. I don't even listen to Iron Man. I only listen
Really?
to Supreme Clientele. Every night I miss a couple songs here and there.
Yeah.
Wow. Top three Wu-Tang solo albums.
Oh, top three. Oh shit. All right, Supreme Clientele. Solo.
Only
the
Bill.
Purple Tape.
Yeah.
He was like, you better say that. Like, he was like wording it. He was mouthing it off. He was like, motherfucker, you better say Supreme Clientele, Only Built for Cuban Links, and Liquid Swords.
Oh, nice. Shout out to that. Tribe over De La.
Absolutely, I love De La. My cat was named De La Soul. That was literally his name, De La Soul, and my last name, which I'm not gonna say.
There you go. Rest in peace to who did we lose?
True Boy the Dove and Fife.
Shout out to all the brothers. Pineapple Express over Superbad. Pineapple Express got the cross joint.
Yeah.
Yes. The cross joint. Yeah.
I like weed, so that's.
Yeah.
You like weed?
I like weed.
Oh hell yeah!
I'm fine.
Nothing wrong with no weed.
What's the new movie they got coming out? Have you seen the trailer for it? It's like super bad for this generation. It's about Y2K and early 2000s.
Nah.
I have no idea.
It's kids like that.
For real?
Yeah.
I gotta check it out.
I'll send you the trailer.
I gotta check it out.
It's super bad for them.
Nice.
KRS One over DMX in live performances?
Yes,
Was that the
sir.
question?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yo, I seen a video. This is one of my favorite hip hop videos that I've ever seen in my life. KRS One performing "The Bridge Is Over" in a club when it first came out. Wow! When the beat drops, the whole crowd and him start jumping in unison.
Yeah.
Yo, that's one of the illest videos I've ever seen.
Come on, man. You can't go wrong with that.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm only saying because DMX was also a very.
I'm sure
good
he's an amazing.
He was an amazing performer.
KRS One.
And I've seen them both, so that's why.
Okay, but KRS One to me is upper echelon MC.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
DMX, I remember the Woodstock performance when it looks like there's 3 billion people.
Yeah, like a sea of people.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Rest in peace to DMX.
Absolutely.
Boot Camp over
DITC.
I played myself with that one, but Boot Camp's fire.
Boot Camp is super fire. I would have picked them.
DITC, I just like their music a little bit more.
Really?
Yeah.
I feel like
but Boot Camp has these classics that I can't escape.
Yeah, man. They
Soundboy Burial, you can't go wrong with that. I listen to that shit every day.
I would struggle. That one you would have to catch me on a
love
certain
Who
day.
Got the
It could go either way with both of them.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I feel like Boot Camp has more classic albums to me.
They do.
Classic songs, excuse me.
They do.
Locks over.
Dipset as far as influence like on the genre.
More people rap after Locks than they do like Dipset.
Yes. If we're talking rap, yes.
Yeah,
if we're talking fashion, I gotta go Dipset.
Dipset, yeah.
And then Bronx over.
Haram.
Yeah.
Haram?
Harlem.
Oh.
Not Haram, like it's bad, but yeah.
Not Haram. Bronx over Harlem.
As far as MCs.
Yeah, MCs.
Who Harlem guy? Big L, Mace,
Cam.
Rob Bass.
I'm not really big on any of those guys.
Yeah. Who Bronx got? Big Pun.
Big Pun, KRS. Some of the guys, Fat Joe.
Who beats the Bronx?
Jersey.
Let's go.
Bong!
Let's go. That's the perfect.
The 6th borough, baby.
To say. Yes, absolutely. And on that note, I want to go out with this fire song.
Let's go.
That I heard from brother Vic Shadez.
Oh, it's my song. Okay.
Oh, yeah, you know it's fire.
Fort Bricks. Oh, before I play the song.
Sure. Shout out to Fort Brick. Shout out to my brother Max.
Breakdown.
I'm pouring more in your cup, bro.
Yes, please. Shit, I'm on the wrong page. What the fuck? Oh,
damn it.
Break down everybody within the GOHHDPodcast conglomerate. I know we went over the 9 individuals.
How you looking over there?
I'm good, yeah. Okay.
But within the team, there's multiple little groups as well, right?
Yes.
Can you break it down for us?
All right, so we have, All right, so the kin is me, AF Sin, and J Please. And then you got, I'm not sure if they're going to keep the name, so I'm not going to say the name, but you got Dose and Chief. You got, let's say, not even. Let's say Down Dirty Tribe. You have Wise, Chief, Many Minds, Dose. Then you got Conscience, which is Conscience. That's Solution and So Sick. And then you have Bush Kinetics, which is Wise and Kurt Tussle. And then
Kurt Tussle.
Kurt Tussle. Yeah, he's from Florida. Fire.
Nice.
Super heavy accent, but his flow is crazy. Kurt Tussle. Then you got Fort Bricks, which is my brother Big Tone from the Bridonks, aka Max, Dose, and
that's already like 5. Yeah.
I
So
think
9 individuals.
I think that's it.
5 subgroups, 1 main group.
Yeah,
And,
that's it. But Giddt AVM and Giddt in it. Not even Giddt AVM, but Giddt. Giddt is all those people that I explained.
Okay.
What happened to and you don't have to answer this question, but what happened to Pork and Beans?
Greens and Beans.
Greens and Beans.
Greens and Beans is Dose and Wise.
What happened to that album?
It's there. It's just not there.
It's
there.
not there.
It's there.
It
but
exists.
It exists, but it's not out yet.
But it's not out.
Greens and Beans.
Let's
I
get
remember.
there.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to that. I seen
Facts.
the video. Let me make sure I'm connected. I am. Brother Vic, cheers
He said
once
Pork and
again.
Beans.
My bad. I like pork and beans.
Pork and Beans.
Thank you for being here.
Doofus.
Yo, a wise man once said, I've dined with kings and queens, and I ate her in the alley some pork and beans.
Oh, okay.
Hey,
So remember that.
sound like some pimp shit.
It was Dusty Rhodes.
Oh, I'm from Jersey.
Shout out to, I want y'all to hear this intro.
Oh, this is my shit right here.
I'm from Jersey. Shout out Fort Bricks. Shout out Joell Ortiz, GAHHDPodcast. Shout out Vic Shadez, everybody from Jersey.
Big Jersey.
Shout out Straight Fuego Studios, Brother F, aka June. Shout out Central Ave, where I bought my first records.
Hey.
That's where I bought all my CDs from.
Yeah, the little fetish.
Yeah, the little small joint.
God damn, I miss it's a clothing store now.
Yeah, it's a crappy one too.
They're like, shout out to them. Though.
Shout, yeah, big up to y'all.
Big up Central Ave, the heights, the hills.
Hell yeah.
As always, chin up, chest out, carry yourself with honor, carry yourself with pride.
And we go.
My co-host, yes, I am Brother Burns, and we out.